Cushions in a normal game. What you talking about?
Y'all are all sitting on the
Hey.
Hi.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Rooster. These are my friends. Welcome to Off the Books, the interview special.
Are we frozen? We look frozen.
You guys are frozen.
Height hate.
Just
I'm
nobody move for the entire video.
See, it's a good thing I waved. We wouldn't have known that.
I think a lot of us.
It's a good thing that I'm extremely vain because I was looking at the screen.
Alright, there.
Aha!
Aliens!
Okay, today we're going to be asking the players some questions about, how they got started in D&D, stuff like that, and stuff about the game. And that way you guys can get to know the cast a little bit better. First off, for announcements, we will not be playing next week. Next week is going to be our off week, so please look forward to checking out our videos the following week. Also, go ahead and join our Discord, which you can find on our About page and our Twitch. There you can also find our TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I'm missing something.
Discord,
Twitch, YouTube. Well, our Twitch isn't on that link.
Yeah, but
Just go to our About page. You'll see all our links. You guys can click on them. Go ahead and follow us. You guys can chat with us. Most of us will chat back. And I think, is there anything else you guys want to announce? I don't know how many followers we're at, so you're in the clear for right now, Nate.
I mean, it's at least
So we
not
just
being
need-
like 100
Yeah,
degrees
we just
outside
need to
all
hold
the
out
time,
till
so.
summer. So
Yeah.
can you stop people from joining until summer?
No, we'll still keep it. It'll just be like our summer thing. Nate's just gonna come the entire summer in like
Flannel and Doc Martens.
How about no? I would like to live, please.
Alright, so I guess all announcements are done. Let's have you guys introduce yourselves. State your name and the characters you guys are playing and their race and class.
the first thing we did on the first episode.
Yeah, and we're a quarter of the way through.
Yeah, but we had a lot of technical difficulties that first episode.
That is
That's
true.
That is true.
Okay, so we'll start off on this side. Crystal, we'll start off with you.
Hey, she's supposed to say her own goddamn name.
I'm sorry.
Quit doing half her job for her.
Add something to the DM fuck-up counter.
All right.
You're like 12 behind. By the way.
You're real behind.
Okay.
So my name is Crystal. I play Ember, who is a druid, and she is a furbolg.
Okay, Nate.
I'm Nathan, or Nate. I play William, the human barbarian.
Megan.
I'm Megan, also known as Toru on Discord. And do they know?
No, so go ahead and state your current character.
I am
now.
Zenora.
She
Zenora,
used to be
aka
Zenora.
Nora Hot Knife.
You used to be some.
Mike.
I'm Mike, and I play Outdoris, the charming barber.
Alright, and Matt.
I'm Matt. I play Reno. He's a tabaxi wolf.
It's been a long day for all of us.
Yes.
Alright, so let's start off with the first question. How did we all meet?
We work at the same business.
Well,
Most of us.
No.
Yeah.
No, Will and I have worked at like 4 of the same business.
Yep, and then at our current standing, we met a few of the other casts, so. Yeah, that's
Except
how-
for Megan.
Yeah. Megan, we met later
Met
on.
here.
Megan knows me from
Yeah.
before.
Yes.
No, honestly, our first game is when everybody met Megan in person for the first time, so. Yeah, brand new. Alright.
Which, Crystal, I'm a little let down because she was nowhere near as annoying as you said she was.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, let's move on to the second question. What was your introduction to D&D? Mike.
What?
Your introduction to
I
D&D.
heard the question.
He's buying
I actually played with a buddy of mine at high school. He kind of introduced me to it. Touched on it a little bit then, but actually I really started getting into D&D and more with the DMing and the playing while I was in prison. We were on lockdown a lot, and that was something that we could do from cell to cell. I mean, it killed time. It was something interesting to do.
Alright, Nate.
This is my introduction to D&D. This is the first time I've ever got to play. It was one of those, like, I knew people in high school who played, and I was always like, that's really cool, because I've always been a nerd.
How come you didn't play with them in high school?
Because they were none of the people that I was actually friends with. I just knew that they played.
So you just like watched on the outside like a
I was a
creeper.
Yeah, essentially.
Just like, yeah, roll them dice.
He's looking
roll
at the
them
puppy
dice.
through the window, dude.
It was
more-
Nate like just sitting outside in the rain while the other kids are playing D&D.
I mean, you're not
arms
far
of
off.
the angel.
You're
arms of
not
an
far
angel
off.
hanging in the
You're not
distance.
far off.
With those big tearful adopt me eyes. I want to play too.
Let me in and let me play.
I'd say, and then maybe a couple years ago, I started started looking into it more. One of the guys that I used to work with used to run games a lot whenever he was younger, and he actually gave me like his starter kit and everything like that. Started looking through all of that, and I was like, I gotta find some people to play this with.
If you're a little more social, man, like it wouldn't have been hard.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It is all on me. It is all on
Like
me.
if you would actually knock on the door instead of hiding in the bushes.
But I like the bushes.
They make me feel safe.
Crystal.
My intro to D&D. So my ex, one of my exes, he introduced me. He had me start watching Critical Role, and then he ran a campaign which I played in. And we only played like 2, but that was my intro. That's how I started playing.
Megan.
Probably embarrassing. First time I ever heard D&D would be Dungeons and Dragons the movie, and yes, I actually enjoyed that movie. I don't care what anybody says.
You should. That was a horrible movie.
I mean, I like.
But
it
at
way
the
too
time
much.
in which I
didn't even
watched
know
it,
it was a
I
movie.
just thought it was a
Don't look for
movie.
it.
I didn't know it was a game. So until probably high school, I heard
Except for
someone say,
gameplay.
"Yeah, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons." Oh, that's cool. Never saw, never got nothing. But yeah, I think I played along with Crystal here for the first time, and my first character was a rogue who died in the first day, first dungeon and everything. Died immediately. Had to make my second character in the first day. But yeah, I mean I've heard of it multiple times, but knew nothing about it, and I still probably the newest person playing in this campaign.
Matt.
I had heard of it a few times growing up, seen it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really pay it no mind. And like I'd say 2014, one of my homies asked like a group of our friends if we wanted to play, and I was on the fence about it at first, and I started playing. This was back in 3.5, and I've been, I guess, playing on and off since.
Okay. All right. My introduction was Mike over there. I came home one day. He was like, "Hey, you want to play some D&D?" And I was like, "Sure, why the hell not?"
Like, what the fuck is D&D?
And then, like, as soon as I played my first game, I jumped down the rabbit hole. Started coming up with my. I think it was like after our first game, our second game.
Yeah,
I came
wanted
to you and
start
I was
working
like-
on the campaign.
Yeah, I was like, I want to run. And now I'm a forever DM. So,
Yeah, that's not true.
all right. Next question. What are some of your favorite D&D related memories? This could take a while, so
Are you rolling to see who goes first?
Yes.
I mean,
7.
you gotta remember, a few of us are new.
Initiative.
Nate, what are some of your favorite D&D memories?
I mean, all the curses I've gathered along the way.
Everyone holds a special place in his
We'll have a plaque one day of all the curses he has.
We're gonna have to cut
I'm
down
gonna get you a
whole-
trophy.
We're gonna have to cut down a whole ass tree to make that plaque.
I think it's illegal to cut down redwoods. That's going to be the size we need. But no, it's like favorite memory. I'd say probably like our first combat over here. Like that was awesome.
You got really
No.
excited.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, or he couldn't even go to sleep. He was like, I didn't go to sleep till like hours later.
I was thinking about it.
Don't judge me.
Yeah, when Crystal told me that, I was like, yo, that's great.
Like, yeah, I'm still having a fucking ball doing this every week. It's awesome.
Good, good.
Alright. Mike, favorite D&D memory?
There are quite a few of them, but I would say definitely the ones that rank up there would be when I DM'd for y'all the first time. You, my wife, and our brother Pat.
Melvin too.
Hmm?
Melvin.
Oh, and our buddy Melvin. So they had done just a little dungeon crawl to kind of get him introduced to the combat system and how the flow of the game goes, and Bree gets a decent roll on a chest. So she pops it open, she finds a sword, goes into town, gets it appraised, and it's a flame tongue. So it's a fire enchanted sword that has a start word that kind of kicks the enchantment on. And she gets so excited after she gets it appraised that they're in this downtown square marketplace, and she holds the sword up and she says the ignition word. So the sword catches on fire. And she starts waving the sword through the air like, guys, look at this. Rolls horribly on her flat roll for luck and ends up setting the marketplace on fire. So that was the first town they come across. She's so excited she gets this enchanted sword and ends up setting half the marketplace on fire.
Megan.
Well, besides Zenora, I would say my favorite memory of D&D would probably be when I played Talia. Oh my god. Or no, Talia was the... Talia was the character. Yeah.
It's your memory. We don't.
Right?
Confused.
Like, I don't know.
Memory.
How we're
You
supposed to
have
help you.
right.
I can't remember.
It really is.
I
Well,
misremember my favorite.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was Talia the dwarf with her axe, Angelica. So I was making sure I didn't mix up the names. I guess my favorite memory, which I misheard what the DM said at the time. So when he explained what the door was, I'm like, okay. Took the axe and tried to cut down a stone door, which I swear to God he said a wooden door.
And what happened? Because I was there for this.
Yes, yeah, I chipped my axe.
And
It forever will follow me no matter what game he DMs. If I join a game, every weapon I own will always be chipped.
Yep.
For the rest of my life.
That's
So-
actually genius.
Because he was like, that's what you get for trying to chop everything down with your axe.
The other memory would have been the time I knocked on the door when everybody's sitting there trying to figure out how to open the door.
Well, thanks. That was mine.
That's
So
why
anyways, we'll cross
that's
into
why he said
mine.
a memory,
We'll
not a
cross into
collection of
mine.
memories.
My favorite was a campaign I played with Megan, and we were dungeon crawling through this place that had doors, and she walked up to one of the doors, and we could hear the enemy on the other side. And we're like, okay, and like we're trying to come up with a way of how we're gonna get into this room sneakily to where they're not gonna hear us. And Megan walked up to the door and knocked on it.
Man, your character sounds a lot like Zenora.
Yeah, it's almost like it follows her, right? It's like it's Megan and not the character. So
Whatever
anyway,
character you make next is gonna have a chipped weapon.
no. So yeah, so she knocked on the door, and we were all just like, "What the fuck?"
And every time
Yeah.
they walk, there's a knocking sound.
Yeah. So now anytime in the campaign that we were playing, that we would go somewhere and we're like, oh, how are we gonna get in there? We would push her to the back and we're like, don't fucking knock on anything.
You're not allowed to answer or
I
request
got
any of
yelled
these
at
doors
all the
open.
time for this character because if I wasn't up front, I'd trip and fall before I got to the actual fight.
She was the tank, and she was supposed to be the one running out there to like lead the charge. She always tripped and fell.
Like,
Why?
Yeah, no.
Why do you have to make a roll to run?
I tripped and fell
Well,
every time because I have
like-
shitty rolls.
Yeah,
wait,
it was,
wait.
it was
So
pretty
did
shitty
you have
rolls.
to roll?
She
to
would
run?
try to
Was
like.
it like the initial
jump-
attack? You rolled a
Hold
1?
on. Let me go ahead and explain.
I'm sorry. There's
Keep
a lot of
asking questions, and I'm
there's a
trying
lot
to
of
answer
confusion.
them.
I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead.
Anyways, so this is what would happen. Megan would try to jump on a table so she could intimidate them, and she would fail her athletics check. Then there was another time that there was like a trench, and she was like, I'm gonna jump the trench, even though I have this giant fucking axe, and I'm a dwarf. And she would try to go jump the trench, and she would fall in the trench, and then she'd be stuck in the trench for like the first 3 turns.
Don't tell the elf.
So, and then she died. So yeah.
So this is all your.
No, actually, no, she never died.
Talia?
No,
I don't
Talia
know.
never died. We ended up changing.
Or she got cursed. Something happened. You
Oh.
got a curse or something.
I got cursed
You
in
can
one.
come back from those.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, I got cursed, but I think we healed that or something. But then he was like, "All right, we're changing campaigns from 3.5 to 5," and it's like, okay. I just get to roll new characters.
Needless to say, she was a awful tank.
So all in all, you're just bad at moving your body.
Don't expect me to have great rolls.
All right, Matt, last one of them.
Mine's kind of like, I guess 2-ish, my last campaign. One of my favorite things was, I got to see a pirate ship. And I just think pirates are dope, but like what came with that for the character in particular was also a title, like captain. And at this point, I just kept collecting all these titles with this character that even if I barely, had any part in whatever the fucking title was, like at this point, I was captain, officer, delegator, dwarven lord, Zoltan the Purple. Yeah, that was pretty much, yeah.
Now, when they talked to you, did they have to say the whole thing?
Yeah.
Was it like a tribe?
Oh, like it was
like
something
it's like a
else.
tribe called Quest. You have to say it all.
I was constantly like saying that to any NPC my DM would come up with, and then like sometimes he would try to like summarize it too. Be like officer, delegator, Zoltan. I'll be like captain. Delegator.
What was your second one? You said you had two,
There's
right?
no part of that I don't love.
Well, it's the just have like. The first part was like, just the pirate ship, and the second part was just like the titles.
Oh,
All
There-
the titles adding up.
There's no part of that I don't love.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
My favorite memory, I don't actually talk about it a lot, but it's I was playing a game in Mike's campaign. No, not that one. No.
Oh.
So we had gone into a dungeon, and I played a halfling. I think I was a halfling rogue or druid, and they had sent me into the crawl space to go pull some levers.
Oh, Jesus.
And they were like, pull the left lever, pull the right lever, pull the middle lever. So I was like, fuck it. I pulled all the levers. That was a mistake. Don't pull all the levers.
So I was actually DMing for this. Had he paid attention, there was a scrap of paper that they had gotten off the guard that was a set of numbers. It was the numerical order for the levers.
I didn't do that.
So
That's
when
all
he
it was.
when he pushed all of the levers, it sealed both sides of the room and the vent in the ceiling and opened up the grate in the floor where all the poison gas was. So he essentially just watched his entire party suffocate from the little alcove up top where the levers were.
Dang.
One of my favorite things about that moment was the conversation afterwards when they were like, we had the combination. It said pull the left lever first. And I was like, I did pull the left lever first. They're like, not with the other two. Alright. Let's move on to the
Finicky
next
Must
one.
count to 5. No more, no less.
If you yourself were a D&D character, what race and class would you be? I actually like this question.
You should answer first.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, halfling wizard.
Because, I mean, you're pretty much a halfling in real
I know,
life.
I just need the magic. Like,
And so in real life,
yeah, in real life, I would love to carry around, like, first off, I love the wizard ability to have a bunch of fucking spells that from jump. And then the fact that I can just learn spells by reading other spell books. Like, it's amazing. Megan.
Let's see. There's so many different races. Honestly, I would like to say I would probably be a half elf, but if you were to ask a lot of my friends, they'd do. No, it's the new class, the fairy. You're a fucking fairy. Just shut it.
Isn't the new class fat fairy?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they are.
Well, the
I
new
was
race.
just clarifying.
Yeah, no, the new race, they're like, I was looking at the news article. It was like pudgy fairies and sassy rabbit folk.
Yeah, I was looking at the sassy rabbit folk. I'm like, man, hurry up with this. So if I do die, I don't want
I
this.
feel like you would be a sassy rabbit.
Crystal.
oh man, real life. So what would I want to be?
Yeah.
I'd want to be.
Wait, is it what you want to be or what you feel like you actually are?
Yeah.
What you want to be?
Okay, so what I want to be. I'm
That
like, okay,
changes things.
changes the
Yeah.
answer. I'm like, all right.
By a lot.
Let's see. So what I would actually want to be, I'd want to be an ASMR. And
let's hear some more.
I would probably like to be an ASMR. Probably a bard, just because I sing all the time. Like, all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
Why ASMR though?
ASMRs because I like that they're they have like random abilities that they can have. So you
Oh,
kind of
like the
choose
shrouds.
like they can have like just some random part that's glowing, like glowing freckles or glowing eyeballs or glowing hair. I just think it's cool.
the
Aesthetically, I think it's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt.
Probably be like a traveling turtle brewmaster. That sounds. I don't even drink for real. Like, you know, y'all might see some of the few first episodes where I had a couple Coronas. Like, I legit don't drink anymore though. But yeah, it'd probably be like a traveling turtle brewmaster or some shit.
Okay.
Don't get drunk.
Why
on
turtle?
supply.
Huh?
Why turtle?
I don't know. It seemed peaceful. Like, they're just like, all right, you know,
They're
let me just
peaceful
go
and they
about my
wander- wander
yeah.
lots.
And it's like, you know, if I'm just like traveling all the time, I got a shell.
You got your own permanent shelter.
Yeah.
Just, like, go
I have
inside.
If he doesn't feel like dealing with this shit, he's just in the shell. Just nope.
Guess you are turtly enough for the turtle club. All right, Nate.
Fuck, I don't know.
Warlock for all the curses.
No, in all honesty, I'd probably be a rogue.
Rogue?
Yeah.
What kind of rogue?
Better than Zenor, probably.
What's your race? What's your race?
I mean, you're a
I
rogue
don't-
in name only.
As far as race, I don't know. I would probably I'm not gonna go basic. I'm not gonna go human. Already
Right.
am that.
I've already been that. It's boring.
If I'm halfway to halfling, you're halfway to Goliath.
Oh,
They're
I don't know.
shorter than you, though.
I would probably go with like a half elf.
Half elf?
Yeah.
What weapon would you have?
See, I'd probably go.
Greatsword?
No, not for a rogue.
Assassin rogue with a greatsword.
Probably. It would be a toss up between the hand crossbow or like a rapier.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Mike.
Bugbear barbarian. Because then I feel like I wouldn't be judged as much for the body hair or the angry outbursts.
That's actually very smart and tactical.
I feel like it would be, you know, like, oh, no, that's just Mike. He's just hairy and angry. That's just Mike.
Like me and Nate, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
I realized I never said class, I just said race. I probably would try to go barbarian, but I'd end up being that person still at the tavern trying to go somewhere.
I mean, I didn't pick a specific class or anything. I just said like someone who likes to make drinks, you know.
Oh, you said
True.
brewmaster.
Yeah,
assumed
I
dragon.
assumed like monk.
Yeah.
No, not like monk. Just like doesn't even have to be a fighter. He's just someone who brews.
See, when you
He
said
just, he just makes beer.
Yeah,
We're NPCs.
because I mean, isn't like Way of the Drunken Fist isn't part of that brewmaster?
yeah, but he
Yeah.
doesn't want to be a monk.
Oh, okay. I
He's
see
not
what you're saying.
necessarily a monk, yeah.
So we're
Well, no,
NPCs.
I was just saying. I assumed.
You can be a
Yeah.
fighter, you get a tool specimen.
When I heard when you first said it,
Brewer's
I was
kit.
picturing Uwe with a drinking problem.
Oh, no.
That's the dragon ware. That, the one in the middle.
All
He
right.
doesn't get drunk on his own
if
supply.
y'all play World of Warcraft, think of like Chen Storm style. Like that's, or if y'all play anything Warcraft, Chen Storm style. That's,
Okay. All right. So the last question on this section is there anything you want to say to the people who are on the fence about playing D&D?
Do
Just
it.
do it.
Oh, I would actually like absolutely do that because like when I was saying he, my homie first brought it up to us. Like, you know, I was into like some nerdy shit growing up, you know, like comic books, certain video games, everything like that, anime, but like even I like when he brought it up, I froze. I was like, is this that point of like no return shit? You know what I'm
Do I
saying?
really want to go?
Matt, I was
Yeah,
the
like-
exact same way. I was
and
like,
it-
damn, am I that nerdy?
Yeah, I was like, cause like you know, like my only like in person experience I'd ever heard was like, you know, it was a lot more than I would expect. Like I remember back in high school, I was at a homie's house and we were just playing games in the living room, and his roommates were playing D&D because we were just sitting there and we started hearing these weird voices. is that? And we went around and they had the cost, they had to get up and everything, and that was my first one into it. So like I was like, yo, this is an extreme, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was real again, like on the fence about it. But you know, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I enjoy the
Well,
game, but even that's a little far
Yeah.
for me. Like I'll do the voices and shit, but that's for my own entertainment. Like the costumes and everything is just a little too far for me.
I don't
Yeah.
know, I'd do it.
I think it'd be fun every once in a while.
Yeah, every
Yeah,
once
but
in a
I mean
while.
not
Not like
every
it's a
weekend
regular thing. Yeah,
I
no.
definitely would say suggest one shots for sure, especially if you're like dyslexic and hard to read and hate math in general. One shots will be a good learning experience too. That way you're not having to focus too hard on full character wise. You're just kind of following a guideline almost.
One shots are also good for DMs, not just players. So
Yeah, it definitely gets your chops up as a DM. I kind of got over the stigma of it. Like I said, I did a little bit in high school, but it was really just kind of a what the fuck when we go into lockdown and I'm in my cell and my cellmate, who is just this mountain of a human being, was like, "Hey man, wanna play D&D? Are you fucking with me right now?" You're like 6'8" and 300 pounds. What the fuck are you talking about, mountain person?
this is like the
Is it a euphemism for something?
Yeah, like, I don't know what game this is, but I don't want to play it with you.
this is like the uncut deleted scene from Oz.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it was just, I tried it out a little bit in high school, but it kind of, that stigma is not really there anymore. Where it's like, you know, fucking nerds. Like, dude, we all do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely, once you kind of take the leap, it's a lot more fun. And I'm surprised how into it I actually got. Like, you know, I kind of walked into it with that, I don't know if I really want to do this, but, you know, once you get into it, you have a lot more fun than you think you would.
Nate, since you're a newest player, man.
I'd definitely say go for it. Maybe don't do what I did and, you know, dive head first into all this shit, reading all kinds of things and fucking coming up with a million characters before you even play your first one.
Yep.
but that's made you so readily prepared. Like, if you had just came in and didn't tell us that this was your first game, like, I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, I'm still kind of like,
I think I've made more characters for this campaign than I have for any other campaign.
Like, Will can attest, he's seen my Hero Forge page.
Oh,
oh
man.
Jesus. The only
I wanna
person I
see
know
this
who
now.
has a longer Hero Forge list than you is him.
I get bored at 3 a.m.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, that's a good idea. Let's make that shit.
Have you tried
I was real annoyed the other day. I tried to make one and the fucking thing didn't save.
Man, that's the worst.
Spent
But
like
that-
2.5
that's-
hours on it and then fucking clicked the save and something went wrong. Refresh the page. I was like, that's gonna delete it, isn't it? It's gonna delete it. Refresh. Son of a bitch! But yeah, no, I would definitely say if you were on the fence at all, knock yourself over. Just go do it. It's a great time. Do it.
The worst you can do is you have dice laying around for no reason at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, and then that is just like also the surprise of the different types of people who actually play. Like if you're on the fence about it, you can kind of look at everybody here.
Yeah.
We all have differences in our personalities, the things we enjoy.
Different background.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's something that you'd be surprised the kind of people who you will meet and have shit in common with. And I think that's good is, you know, making connections with other people over something like D&D.
Crystal, anything to say to the people?
No, just definitely try it. It's because I had a stigma. I was drawn up to the stereotypes before I ever played, so people would suggest it to me, and I was like, in my mind, like, am I gonna go that far? Nah.
Yeah.
And then I finally went.
Yeah, I originally thought D&D was gonna be like, I can't think of his name. Stephen Lynch, I think is the name of the guy. Or when he's
Yeah,
saying
Steve Lynn.
I literally like that's D&D.
Mountain Dew and Doritos in your mom's basement.
Yep.
Like,
You're
light
gonna
up
Yep.
the setting.
in a bathrobe in the front yard throwing paper balls, yelling, "Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!"
What's funny is a lot of
I do
shows are
it.
integrating
I'm sure.
D&D into
No
their
doubts.
shows. I got so happy when I saw the Librarians added it to their show. It's like, oh yeah.
Librarians, that new Voltron show,
Yeah.
Stranger Things is like bringing them like Stranger Things has been one of the best things for D&D so
It is
far,
in a renaissance.
Yeah.
because
The
they're
community
promoting it
also, I think.
hardcore
Yeah.
out there.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, like I said, the stigma's not there anymore.
Mhm.
And there are different types of gameplays of D&D. No D&D game is the same. No
Absolutely.
DM is the same either.
Well, I think the stigma's still there, but there's just a lot more people opening their mind to trying it, especially because it's in social media and
A lot.
regular media a lot
Yeah, the
now.
nerds overpower the
Well,
people who
the
think that it's
reason
not
the
Yeah.
reason I say
Celebrities
the
are getting into
stigma's
it,
not
too.
really there anymore is because, I mean, you've got people like, shit, Henry Cavill.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, who are
Joe
opening
Rogan.
up
Yeah,
about
like,
it, and
so,
it's
yeah,
the people
there's-
you don't really look at and you're like, that's a fucking D&D player. you can't tell anymore.
No,
It's
you can't.
everywhere.
I think my only advice to people is be open-minded. If you guys want to jump in, all the
Don't be afraid to look stupid.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
We
Yeah, no.
all look
That's
stupid
half the fun.
in D&D.
I know. And if you're playing with a group of friends and you want to be stupid, be stupid. If
Yeah,
they judge you for
exactly.
it, like fuck them.
Yeah.
Yep.
How else do you think me and Mike came up with that wonderful drunk scene?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right? I have to say, I have a favorite character and it's not even mine.
Like, off of a joke, I wear pasties all the time now.
But yeah, no. All those sources are readily available for you. You just gotta be able to. You just gotta want to put in that kind of time. Make time with your friends. You know, it helps build a bond. Helps you get to know people better. And the community's so inviting and open-minded.
Yeah. Even
Absolutely.
family members do it too. Like
Yeah.
certain families will be like, "Alright, we're playing D&D tonight."
Matter of fact, I think I told Squid I was gonna run a game for her and her sisters because I feel like as theater kids they would fucking enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
And
A
I
lot
mean,
of
hell,
theater kids do.
playing with Rye the other night,
Oh yeah.
you know, she's in Cali.
Yeah, you don't
Then-
even have to do it tabletop either. You can do it Discord.
We,
Yeah.
we FaceTimed her in and were able to play a game, you know, with somebody I haven't seen in a decade.
Yep. See, so there's no excuse for anybody. You guys can't say, "Oh, I want to play, but I don't have the time." I mean, you guys can FaceTime.
No,
me.
you don't have the time. That's bullshit.
You
You,
better
don't
get
have
off
the
TikTok
friends.
for you. You better get off TikTok on the toilet for 2 hours and D&D that
The
shit up.
friends.
Actually, I'm on a community. Those amino websites I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I'm on one of them D&D community. Like every day, people are going in there. Hey, does anybody want to join my online game? And immediately they're closed because people would jump in.
Yeah, I just had someone ask me, "Hey, you want to do a Halloween one shot?" I'm like, I think we might be doing something. I'm not sure. I'd have to get back to you.
But on the other hand, also be safe about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't just go out and meet random people.
Yeah,
don't just
no, no,
invite
no.
like people. over
Don't go
the
to
house.
Craigslist for D&D.
No.
That's
Don't
the
go to
bad
Craigslist
place.
for anything.
Yeah. PSA, PSA.
Talk with your friends. Talk with your family. I'm pretty sure more than one of them is going to be like,
Our
I'll give it a
litigation-
shot.
our
Also, the
litigation
comic stores, a lot of
letters
people
coming
would
in
go
the
to the
mail
comic
from-
No, that's what we're trying to avoid. Don't just go out and meet
Defamation
people
Cease
like
and
that.
desist.
No, like, I would say some of
Don't
the
bring
comic
us up
stores
no
they
more,
have it where
motherfucker.
in-store D&D.
Oh,
No, I mean,
yeah,
I was about to say,
actually.
I agree with that. Like, I mean, if you're just like in a store and like someone's like looking at D&D stuff and they'll strike up a conversation, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
I think what they mean by don't meet someone online and then meet up with them. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
that's what we're
Just
meaning.
like-
That's a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
normal human caution about
Yeah,
strangers.
like
Yeah.
bring like buddy system, shit like that. you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
There's actually a thing that me and Mike were talking about a few years ago. Remember when we were talking about we wanted to bring D&D to some of the schools out here, so we wanted to get people to donate some of their old players' handbooks to the schools.
Yeah,
that way
and I
they
mean
can
they've
sell
got clubs for
books.
everything else in school.
Yeah,
I definitely would have been quicker to give it a try if there were like a D&D gathering in high school.
no, me and Mike also had the idea of wanting to go to Barnes and Nobles and talk to them about like hosting a D&D game, D&D day for kids, so that they can come in. Some DMs can come from around Texas. And
Because I mean
actually host the
Hastings
games.
Hastings used to do that before they closed down.
I was going to say
And-
Hastings used to do that. A lot of just your local game stores will even let you run games in them. Like you
Yeah.
just talk
just
to the
gotta
people
I mean,
there.
they actually have, I think billboards, or not billboards, bulletin boards, just kind of like how Guitar Center always has bulletin boards for like their artists and their people looking
Yep.
for
Yep.
band members or equipment. There's always going to be someone saying, "Hey, looking for extra players for this night."
Remember that game store we went to for our first meeting?
Yeah, game nights.
Yeah, and they had like a
Oh man, their modular set was amazing. They have
they had
so-
like all those tables and stuff, so you could meet up with people there.
yeah,
Oh, wait, was that right there by Bismarck?
Support your local game store.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
for real. Go to local game stores because sometimes they'll have like game boards that or they'll have tables set up with pre-made terrain that you guys can run on.
And I mean, that's how a lot of those places, smaller businesses build up their clientele, is by people coming in there. So they're usually really accommodating.
Mm-hmm. It's usually a good place to meet people to play with.
Let's move on. Okay, now these are game questions, so this stuff about like the current campaign and stuff about your characters.
Okay.
What were your inspiration for your characters? Anybody want to go first?
How about you?
I'll go first. So technically, I was in talks with a friend on Discord randomly, and mostly just talking about D&D games, when the next one shot would be, because I was mostly playing online because of COVID and everything. And then came across a picture, which I'm like, oh, this is cool. That'd be great for a halfling rogue. Of course, when I showed her the picture, like, I think that's an elf. I was like, no, it's not an elf. I'm pretty sure it's a halfling. So.
Do all pointy ears look the same to you?
No, they do not.
Wow. Wow, Megan. Wow.
Bet you think Reno's an elf too.
Yeah. No, like I was the one that said that they were a halfling.
Amber's
She
an
said
elf
they.
too. She's got pointy, tufted ears.
But
Go ahead, Rachel. I'm sorry.
well, I was like, I think that would be pretty cool for a rogue halfling. So I started coming up with this whole character, which became Zenora, and I talked to multiple people who I knew that did D&D, like just created this character that would never more likely get used, and then Crystal hit me up saying, hey, I have a few friends who I work with want to do D&D. Would you be interested? I'm like, sure. Can we wait till after Christmas? Like, oh yeah, we're not going to do it until January. I was like, okay, awesome. So, and I was like, I think I have a perfect character because I already built her up. Plus, I had a bunch of other characters already. Like, several characters for other campaigns that I had made for somebody else's campaign. Which a lot of times, most of the characters I end up having are campaigns of, hey, we're going to do this, and it never happened. So I drawn up.
Discord when we were supposed to play.
Yeah, there was
That
one
never happened.
that never happened, and then I ended up using her for someone else's Discord game. So yeah, so on and so forth. So
Thank you for your explanation. However, that being said, I forgot the question.
how did you
Well-
come up with your character?
What was your inspiration for your character?
Oh, right.
Now, Will, I do have to bring up,
I ramble. I know. Sorry.
I'm a little bit irritated
I
that you
feel like I
told
can hear
me
it
not
now.
to ramble, and only me.
You even agreed with it.
I feel
but
like
that
Matt was
is
just
not
sitting
the
there
point.
and, like,
The point
listening to your
is
response
why did it
and
only
trying
get
to figure
said
out
to me?
What the fuck was the question?
Because you were the only one I was going to agree with.
Yeah. I rambled too quickly too.
Okay. Alright, we'll get the taboo buzzer next time.
No, we need to get
The
is it
Jeopardy
the no button?
timer.
Oh yeah,
Like, no!
they have one over at
Hey, quit getting sidetracked and rambling, damn it!
Yeah.
Crystal, Will.
Nate, how'd you come up with William?
So this was long before, or not maybe long before, but this was definitely before I knew I would ever actually get to play this character. I basically had the thought because in Borderlands 2, many people have played it, my favorite character in that was Krieg, who is completely insane, but he has a sane voice on the inside that talks to him. So basically I was just like, I want to do something like that, but I decided to switch it and let the sane voice be on the outside and the insane one trying to get out. And yeah, I was just like, that fits very well with a barbarian, I believe.
I mean, it did. And
Yeah,
it's working.
it works
Yeah,
pretty well.
yeah, I like
Yep.
it.
Yeah, and then the whole thought of him like being super or quite intelligent. Oh, I'm not gonna say super intelligent. He's not at 20 yet.
Yes.
But that was kind of just like an afterthought of like what would be the best juxtaposition of this entirely batshit insane person on the battlefield and just being the polar opposite. And I was just like, fucking bookworm. That's where we're going. He just likes to read and just very quiet, very socially awkward, a little bit like myself. But yeah, so and I came up with this character, like I said, long before like a pretty good ways before I even knew I was gonna ever be able to play D&D. This was one of my mini on Hero Forge. But yeah, he was.
Side note, How long ago did you start your Hero Forge? Just
Just
curious
I
now.
don't need to be attacked like this.
I mean, I keep mentioning it, and now I'm just
In
curious.
my head. Like,
I don't know. It was probably like It was probably like
Here.
2019.
Do you
Okay.
think they date their characters so we can see when?
Yeah, it was probably 2019 because
Okay.
they've added a ton of shit since I first started.
I could hear your eye roll, bro.
Crystal, what was your inspiration for Ember?
Yeah, I just heard of the race Furbolg. I thought it sounded really interesting, so I went to look up images, and I liked their ears, and like that was it. I wanted to be a Furbolg.
I remember you telling me that there was like a bunch of sexy Furbolgs on there. That you didn't want to
Did
use
I
for
say
your...
that?
Yeah, because you were trying to look for an image for Ember.
No, there was very few images of Furbolgs. What were you looking up?
No, you were at GameStop.
Sexy cow people, apparently.
You were like, you weren't trying to sexualize her, but you wanted like an average
Oh,
looking
that
Furbolg.
that was another thing. Like, I didn't want her to be I didn't want her to be a sexualized character, so I picked Furbolg because I figured they're cow people.
Yeah, 'cause
There's
I
a
think
niche.
the
I feel like
Tabaxi
there's
play
still a
was
niche
the one
for
that
that
kept
market.
finding all the sexual Tabaxi characters.
That's the one. That's the one I saw. There was a lot of sexy Tabaxi characters.
Is that why you picked Tabaxi?
That's why Matt picked it. I don't know if you guys know this. Matt loves to be sexy. So.
I mean, can't
He's
you
not
tell?
even trying to do it right now.
Yep.
But
Right?
there it is.
It just oozes. You guys see that? Look at the leg.
I'm actually gonna address that.
You're showing a lot of calf and thigh there, bro.
Matt, how'd you come up with Reno?
I mean, like, for starters, you know, I was gonna, because everyone's gonna talk, like, that stigma's gonna come up when you play a fucking anthropomorphic character, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a furry. I'm
Just throwing that out there.
I'm gonna be 100 because that's just a stigma that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I just always thought the like anthropomorphic type characters looked dope. You know when it was in when I was like Elder Scrolls, I played Khajiit. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. But as far as like Reno in particular, like in RPGs or anything like that sense, Monk is like usually my favorite archetype. You know, that being said, as long as I've been playing like D&D, like this is my first Monk character actually, but it's like my favorite archetype. I like like I said, I like the anthropomorphic animals. As far as him being a tiger, tigers are usually pretty synonymous with monks. You know what I'm saying? And then the name is honestly that's just one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters. So.
Side note, Matt, you fucking astounded me with how much like fucking work you were putting into your character. Like when we met up at game nights, you were just writing down all the specific things for your character, and then you did the math on how fast your character can run later.
Oh.
I was like, all right, this is dope. Mike.
I honestly, with the Bard, I just wanted to play a class that I feel like I hadn't overplayed time and time and time again. And then I was like, when I think of Bard, I think of, suave, charming, support. So I gave him the voice of the most suave motherfucker I could think of. Antonio Banderas.
Alright, and I don't have a character.
Nope.
You are all
You
the
are
characters.
every
You
other
are
character.
Fucking character.
You are literally everybody else.
Yeah, we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
What was your inspiration for those beard devils?
The Monster Manual?
Oh, okay, I can see that.
Great for inspiration.
That tracks.
Pretty
That
good, pretty
tracks.
good, pretty good.
Alright, since the backstories have been talked about in canon, give the viewers a recap of your characters' histories. How much did I, as a DM, influence your character's creation?
A lot.
I guess I'll go with... Oh.
Did you
I
want
want
to
to step on no toes.
I'll start because mine's pretty vague. You know what I'm saying? Like this character is honestly like he's a pretty basic wanderlust character. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? It's
David Carradine from Kung Fu.
Now I'm trying to like figure out. Okay, well let me just talk about the backstory right quick. Let me just start there. So like the character he, I'd never really played a Tabaxi either at this point, and I just kind of like a lot of it just came from what like a typical Tabaxi's background would be like. It was classic no, like, I mean, not really like no parents, but separated from parents or something along the lines, you know, traded, like sold off, like slavery, anything along those lines, multiple different places, you know, but, and he was saved by, like, a monk one day. He trained in a monastery, but, like, his wanderlust just gets the better of him. He's always going out. The monastery was destroyed, you know what I'm saying, and, that's something that, like, he was villainized for by someone he doesn't even know, you know what I'm saying? That's why I constantly throughout this, you know, the thing, if I'm ever doing, like, a public event or something, I'll refer to him as Tajir, you know what I'm saying? Just, like, he doesn't really know, so, you know, it's just a caution, you know.
Okay. Mike?
So with my backstory, I wanted to go a little more kind of off the beaten path because, especially in D&D, you see a lot of the edgy, tortured past. Like, these people do not have a happy home life, which I mean kind of stands to reason because a guy who's married with 3 kids and just happy and everything doesn't go on adventures. But I didn't want to do like the tragedy-filled backstory that you see a lot of because to me, it's just, after a while it just gets kind of tacky. So I mean, I wanted to set out for adventure to, you know, make a name for myself, make my fortune. Still got 2 parents that are alive. My mentor is still alive. Everybody's happy for me and proud of me. The edgelord shit kind of gets me after a while. It's like, hear yourself, just
See,
stop it.
And I agree, like, not to interrupt you, but I
Right,
agree
bro,
with
I
that.
interrupt
That's,
everybody.
that's why, like, when, like, Reno's not an edgelord, he's more of just, like, an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, we especially since you've been playing, you know, since 3.5, that shit just gets tired after a while.
It really does, because it really is, like, everybody and their mom's first backstory.
Yeah,
It's
like all of my whole family was killed by the demons.
Well, I mean,
and
when you
the-
first start playing, you want to be super dramatic.
I actually didn't. They're like, why did you adventure?
Well,
Because
like we were
they
saying, it was
were
most
offering me
people's.
money. They were like, hey, do you want this money? And I was like, fuck yeah. They're like, you just gotta go clear these gnolls out of this cave. I'm like, oh.
Now, that
Yeah.
being said, don't be afraid to make edgelords characters.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
It's,
no,
it's fun to
it's-
do every
they're
once
fun.
in a
You
while.
play
I
your
just,
edgy rogue.
Yep.
You do it.
You do what you want to do when you
No,
play.
I'm just saying, like, that was my whole reason for this background. Is, like, I knew we were playing with a couple of new people, so I'm like, the cringe and the edge is just gonna be kind of cranked up. Hey,
Yeah.
I didn't know how you played. Don't fucking judge me for my preconceptions about you.
I'm sorry, were you looking at him like he said something wrong, dead
He-
mother?
He's not saying it's
Died of natural causes, mind you.
I mean, being stabbed is also a natural cause. Like,
Someone
puncture wounds
naturally
to the body
stabbed him.
naturally kill people.
All right, let's
Yeah,
get back
right.
to the backstory.
So I mean, I just wanted to do something a little more off the beaten path. Like, he doesn't have a bad childhood. Just his upbringing kind of pointed him in the direction of, I want to go out and be an adventurer. I want to make my fortune. I want to retire at a nice young age and just live at the lap of luxury, being an entertainer.
Megan, tell us some of Zenora's backstory
Uh,
that you know.
yeah, because a lot of it actually.
wait. Why are we go? Sonoras.
Because they're the ones people know.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
It
Pineapple.
mostly just started off that you know, she at a very young age, her entire village was attacked. She doesn't remember exactly what happened because obviously way too young. But rescued and quickly abandoned at an orphanage. So pretty much immediate orphan, just left with a parting gift, and she's kind of both mad, frustrated, and curious at the same time. But of course, I wanted her to be a troublemaker to begin with, because I figured with my bad roles in the
Was
general.
that the intent?
Okay.
You're succeeding.
I'm done with quit saying shit to make me laugh, because he's gonna blame me for being interrupted.
But no, she was meant to be a troublemaker because, I mean, immediately, not long after being there for maybe a few years at the orphanage, gets kicked out, homeless, and only picked up by someone who understands that, you know, they have a rough life.
You got kicked out of an orphanage?
Yes, my character.
Wait,
Well, what do you expect? Her parting gift was knives.
How do you
Wait,
Here,
get
small child,
abandoned?
have some knives.
How do you get abandoned by the people who take in abandoned children?
That's what I was on. Okay, like,
Well-
are you sure you got kicked out of orphanage, or was like Zenora already 18, but she was just
No.
like, no, I'm a child.
You were like left
No,
in a
she was-
basket.
Like,
If I remember correctly,
You were like
'Cause-
left in a
'cause-
basket at a fire station, and the
'cause we
fireman just
kept
walked out and was
saying
like, "Fuck
different
this baby."
things. Well, me and Will kept saying different things, but she was probably kicked out probably by the age of 7. 'Cause
For what?
Okay, let's put it this way. She's a halfling. They figured she was already grown. She just looked like a kid, so they kicked her out. One of us,
yeah, but
You definitely old enough.
right?
Because you
Yeah.
were definitely a baby when we got you, and
Yeah.
7 years is how long it takes y'all to mature.
It's like, I'm not too
But-
familiar with halflings, but I'm
but
pretty
yeah.
sure they hit adulthood around 6, 7.
but I got kicked.
Continue.
You might as well just abandon your story at this point.
Yeah, got kicked out.
Stories
And
like
immediately lived a few years homeless on the street, just trying to survive. And then her father figure picked her up and raised her, which taught her to cook and how to create her own medicines. So
How to make medicine.
I'll still just imagine like the orphanage people. Like, this is like child with grown ass face. Like, shit.
Child
But
got 7
there-
years of experience and 2 knives.
there
Get the
was
fuck
a
out.
lot that Will and I had talked about my character, which some of the things he actually planned out, like the tavern was called Hell's Tavern, and he came up with that, and he named.
I was on a Hell's Kitchen binge. So.
Yes, he was.
I still am.
Because the character who pretty much took me in was kind of,
Jordan Amsey.
yeah, Jordan Ramsey.
He's very angry.
Yeah. I've had like how I originally wrote it and how we kind of edited it and then how it ended up. And then, yeah. But she was supposed to have a Scottish accent, but sitting next to these two with accents,
Don't put your failings on us.
I can't do
Well, I
that.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I
Your
can't.
failings
I
are
just
yours.
couldn't do that. So it was very hard for me to do an accent with these two rubbing off on me with their accents. I was like, I can't do it anymore. So there went the Scottish accent.
William.
So I would like to start off by saying it's not that tragic of a backstory.
Whatever,
It's not.
Lord. Do we need get your fedora before you tell us this?
Milady.
Fuck you, neckbeard.
Alright, go ahead.
But no, like he, as far as a childhood, like he had a fairly good childhood. Like both of his parents were essentially retired adventurers. Basically, his mom was like, "Yeah, no, this is a wonderful grove. We're gonna go set up home here," and they essentially homesteaded. And the way, at least that I kind of had it in my head, is that when he was about 7 or 8. Some of his father's old adventuring buddies basically came by and like, "Hey, we've got one more job. We need you."
You
Like,
son of a bitch, I'm in.
yeah, he was like, "All right, one more. Like that's it." And then that's it. And then
Druids
he
Grove
never
13.
came back. Like, as far as I am aware, yes, he is still alive. And from it sounds like it might not be a good thing, but
Let's not forget the blunt force trauma that caused your schizophrenia.
this is true. Yes, he did fall and crack his head on a stone, which he broke the stone, which is how he got his name, Stonebreaker. And that's when the very angry voice showed up in his head, and
What was in that rock?
Well, I mean,
It was
I
a
have
curse.
children, and I know I want them to
That
have a
makes
happy
sense.
childhood, so I'm thinking about just taking them out back and pushing them off the porch.
Your clumsy ass kids don't need anybody to push them
They
off
really
a porch.
don't.
but yeah, no. And then it was probably when he was somewhere around 14 or 15. He was heading into the nearby village. Basically, teenager head in the clouds, not paying attention to anything, and stumbled across a mother bear and her cubs, and got very much too close to that bear, and the bear attacked him. And essentially, that was the first time that voice ever took over. That was the first time he ever raged, and that was the only reason that he really survived, is because he was just too angry to die.
Did you kill the cubs too? You
No.
fucking psycho.
No, if you would let me finish, he didn't kill the bear at all. He fought it off basically enough to be like, that the bear was just like, nope, we're done. We're out of here. He didn't kill the bear at all.
Slightly injured. but
Another
it's good.
another interesting fact.
Was it a fucking teddy bear?
Your parents were your mom was a druid and your dad was a fighter.
Yep.
To those who don't know the lore of D&D, those do not mix. Metal and druids don't mix that well, so it was like a star-crossed lovers thing.
Exactly.
Then she died.
Yeah. And then
Unfortunate.
years later, down the road, you know,
Edgy.
mother passed, and basically before she did, she gave him the totem that he has. That basically just like, find your father, give him this. It's the last thing that I made for him, and that's essentially why he left at home at all. He was very much a homebody at that point. And he was just like, all right, cool. I guess I'm gonna go find Dad now. So, yeah, that's why he started adventuring, is because Mom was like, hey, you gotta go find your dad. Give him this. It's very special.
I remember my folder.
Ember.
Okay, so the inspiration for my backstory was, so this would be like my third character that I've made, fourth character that I've made. And the first two characters that I did, their backstories were tragic, as tracks with beginning players. And so when I was making this one, I was like, man, I don't want to make like a tragic backstory. Like, I just want her to be like a happy-go-lucky character. I don't want to pull on any trauma. So I essentially just made Ember just this happy-go-lucky kind of character living in the woods with her little grove of tribe of druids and
Spreading the word of trees.
yeah, spreading the word of trees.
Check.
And yeah, that's Ember.
You're very suspicious and judgmental for a happy-go-lucky character.
Only around suspicious people.
You mean 3/5 of the party?
Yeah.
I think I
Why do you
had.
think I act the way I do?
I think for like some of the finer details, I think I helped you out with some of it, like with your sister and the bodyguard.
Yeah, we ended up coming up with the names of the characters, which we took from Owl House, which is a show on Disney. You guys should check it out; it's really good. But yeah, that's where we got the names of some of the characters. But I remember because I wanted her to have like a good backstory, so I was trying to think of something. I was like, okay, what can I have her do besides just like living in these woods? And there's like a whole prophecy thing going on, which we haven't covered yet. Really, we've like just barely touched it in the game. But yeah, that's where we got the names from.
I think the least amount of influence I had was on Matt's, Mike, and Nate's characters.
I don't know, you had a decent amount. Like, I made my character in Mike's living room with both of you there.
Yeah, but I think you already had a background.
I had a decent amount.
I mean,
but
we kind of tossed out minor details, but the majority of that character was you.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that he did with me. Like, he, would ask some questions, like, what about this? What about this? That would kind of spur me on that train of thought where it's like, you know what, I think I'm going to do it this way.
Yeah, Mike had a basic backstory down, but but he needed more information from the setting. So after I gave him that, that's
kind of fine-tuned it as I learned about, the continent, a little bit of the history. That way it kind of fit more seamlessly in, and as a DM, he could have more options on where to go,
I think Matt, I had the least amount to touch on your character's backstory because you had everything not planned out, but it was already there and it was vague enough to where I didn't have to touch it with any setting details. So yeah, I think you're the one I had the least amount.
You
These
made,
two,
my
like
you made my whole status change from my background.
that you wanted something more interesting, and I was like, okay, you're a cook, you're a rogue. Why don't you add this in, or why don't you do this?
Yeah.
Oh, you're giving me like an open-ended backstory. Cool. I have so much shit to add.
Yeah.
I would like to
Because
say
It
I
was,
got to
it was
make
just ironic because
I got to make a village on that map.
Yeah. Nate was one of the. Nate actually came up with the
It's
Greenbrier Village.
Greenbrier and the Whispering Woodlands.
Mhm.
I still want to know who the masked elf was.
I mean, you can still find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made me name the ridges and shit in the mountains.
Yeah, no, I think I gave you the most homework.
You gave me a lot of stuff to name. I came up with most of my story, but I made you come up with
Joke's
the
on
prophecy.
you. That had nothing to do with your backstory.
But like I was
and him
saying,
not wanting
I
to do it.
made you come up with the prophecy because I was like, okay, look, there's gonna be a prophecy here. It's gonna be around me and my sister. So, but you gotta come up with it because you made me name all this shit.
I think I still got the prophecy like written down somewhere.
Yeah.
I know.
It's on TikTok.
Yeah, no, I made you name your grove, the 2 other groves. I
The
made
mountains, the fucking yes, the forest. I remember.
All I had to do was
Having to
name
do
the
that.
fucking troop and the troop leader.
Nope.
Well, technically, she did also name all the fruits and vegetables. The orange bush.
I did.
I think
No,
I
he
We'll-
named the
we'll-
orange bush.
We'll name the
No,
orange
you named the
bush
orange bush, but
because
you
that
made me come up with like the
dense
name of the
shit was
moss.
Like, there's a bush of oranges.
Yeah.
Like oranges don't grow on trees.
I think that was my very first DM fuck up.
Yes,
Yep,
it
I
was.
think
Damn orange.
And honestly, I think that should be a T-shirt. Orange bushes, apple vine.
And exploding acorns.
Peanut
Yes.
stalk.
Speaking of which, we got to talk about that too. That spell. All right, moving on to the next question. Would you ever consider multi-classing your character?
This character or a character in general?
This character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't I
could
already
see
doing
that.
What was your multi-classing? Matt, you answered that one pretty quick.
Oh, like a few things in mind. Nothing important.
If anything, I'm probably gonna multi-class Shadow Sorcerer, just because a lot of my stuff right now is subterfuge, interrogation, and I don't see any way that also being a Shadow Sorcerer could hurt.
I mean, because I'm still not completely familiar with D&D too much, but
That's fine.
I guess rogue fighter based. I guess because I mean she has been doing some good damage lately. Just
Fighters
so-
are always good. 2 levels of fighter get you accent surge.
Yep. Nate?
Probably not this one. Probably not. Like, I like that top tier barbarian where you just get to increase your strength and con by 4 over the maximum
Oh
of
yeah,
20.
I forgot that's a level 20, huh?
Yeah.
Crystal?
No, I would take my druid always man.
Who has been your favorite NPC so far?
Well,
the one
you
who
fucking
died,
killed
Adam.
The
You
first,
killed
the
Adam.
first NPC we interact with and genuinely like, you're like, fuck this guy.
Stab him with a knife.
You guys have met like a bunch of.
Doesn't matter. Adam was our favorite, and you fucking killed him, you monster.
The dice killed him. I actually rolled for that death.
Oh, so you rolled the dice.
The dice killed him.
Don't blame the dice guys for this.
Does anybody else have a different answer on the NPCs?
I can't remember his name, but it was this man I knew for a day, and that poor child died.
Wait,
Where was
where at?
this? What was that
He's
boy's
talking about the
name?
same fucking thing.
Yeah, Adam.
was it
Oh, is that
Adam?
what y'all said?
That's exactly what we're talking about. We're
I
like,
was
you know
thinking
what? Give
about
this
it.
guy a promotion. We fucking like this guy.
I was
Okay,
thinking
stab
about it while
him.
y'all was talking. I was
Yeah.
like, what was this
My
about?
favorite is Rodix.
Okay.
Rodix?
Mhm.
Nate, you said
Uh,
yours is Adam?
It'd probably be Adam. I'd have to say Coggles is a pretty close second.
I fucking hate Coggles.
I was
Fuck that guy.
I mean, like,
Rodix is a good character.
no bullshit. No, this sounds like really like, you know, self-centered. Like, Coggle, those were my favorites. Like, in the sense that, because it was a character that I had created, actually. And it was just cool to, I guess, kind of talk to one of my characters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't
love
know if
the-
I did it justice, but I did the best I had.
I love the
It's
fact
pretty
that
good.
he just got weirder the longer we were there.
Yes. The more you knew him, the more you're like,
And he
what
kept
the fuck?
hiding in the cabinet. Like, that was a pretty fun quarter.
Nice.
My favorite
Stealing
part of that
bitch.
whole thing was like scaring Crystal because she.
I
every time she was
also
awake-
I
Not-
also like
not
the
Ember.
drow
Crystal.
who robbed her in the simplest way possible.
I don't know. These are definitely stolen. I
Wait,
need to
who?
take those from you.
Oh,
but-
the,
I'm confiscating these. Give them back. No. Fine, but I'll be back to get them. Go away. Like, I've never seen a robbery go so smoothly.
the blacksmith was a rogue.
No, that wasn't the, like, he took that shit. Just,
Yeah.
You're not getting these back.
All right, let's move on to the next question. What part of the game have you guys enjoyed the most so far? Is there any like specific location or? Well, that's another question. But sorry.
Just kind of unraveling some of the mysteries and how they fit together with some of our backstories and how seemingly by chance, every member of the party has come together and has some involvement with what's going on across the country. I like trying to unravel everything and see how it all fits together.
I like the part where we had to fight. Pretty much the guys went off to fight the one guy with the giants, and then we went to fight the spider.
Oh,
When she threw him
Yeah.
down the
when
well.
she threw
Yeah, when
Zero
she
down
threw
the well.
Zero down the well.
Yeah.
Where's Zero?
Yeah, watching Nate get blasted with a rock was pretty fun too.
Oh yeah. I think my favorite part was
The coolie fish?
no, the coolie fish was fun, but the drinking
Oh.
not the drunk thing that you
No, the Eladrin.
yeah,
the
the
Eladrin
Eladrin
alcohol.
drinks, the ones that let you guys teleport, and they was just going ham on them.
I'm gonna try it again.
That and when you guys first visited Rodix's mansion, I enjoyed that part.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I liked meeting the Banshee. The crazy
Oh yeah. Oh the. Prepare to be happily surprised.
Have you figured out her name yet? I could not remember what her
It was
name
Nora.
What? Like Nora as in...
Yeah, her name was Nora in the campaign that I had played for.
Oh.
Yeah, she's actually another. She's a throwback from another campaign that he has run.
Yeah, a lot of the NPCs are.
Jamie.
All right. What has been?
Matt didn't have any favorite part of the campaign. You just gonna skip over him?
Oh, I didn't. Did you have a favorite part, bro?
I've been trying to think like.
He's like, what
I mean,
part?
Mine and Reno's
I'm trying to
car
remember.
wash of death was.
I was
pretty
thinking
great.
about the car wash thing, but I was also trying. I was trying to think of some older events. It's like I feel like I don't remember nothing before.
Like
It's
that.
been a while.
Yeah.
Like that one's real fresh. That
It seems
one's
like
good.
we've been traveling together forever.
There was like.
I got one though.
What's
When the blueprints that I took in the very first dungeon actually turned out to be something.
Or Crystal's inexplicable bouts of hysterical laughter.
At the beginning.
That was not a
that
favorite part.
she's-
that she
Oh,
still
wait.
hasn't figured out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have done multiple times since then, and she has always either been just out of earshot
Yep.
or not paying attention.
Crystal
No,
also
I
got
always not
robbed
been there.
by a child in the first one. That was funny.
Oh yeah, I did.
I was
Welcome
going to
to
say,
the
I
city.
think the exploding egg coins is probably the
And the
best.
fact that you had another street rat with you who just like let it happen. Like, oh yeah, no, all
And now to this day, Ember does not trust children.
yeah, like
in
all
the city.
alley children are trustworthy. Go ahead and take their flower and give them a hug.
Yep.
Didn't I actually try to stop the kid though? I think I did.
Not that I remember.
No, I think
No.
I think you
I think
just
William
let it
was the one who
happen.
picked up the kid or something.
Someone.
No,
like-
it was him. He
Yeah, I was like, someone
Was it
got
you?
back my bag.
No, I got defensive. I was like, get the fuck away from me, street rat.
No.
you were the one that saw like the kid snatch her coin purse. You're like,
Yeah.
Yep.
But that was your favorite part, Matt? Was the kids robbing Ember?
No, I just thought that was funny.
just a good time.
Or her trying to run up on an elephant guard.
So I told Marcus at work this question, and he was like, "Yeah, my favorite part was when Ember threw zeros down the well," and I was like, "All right."
So your neglect and abuse is a fan favorite.
Yep.
All right. Next question. If there is something you could have changed during your character creation, what would it have been? Are you guys all completely happy with your characters, or is there anything you guys would like to change?
I would have made Ember taller.
Damn.
I want her to be a fucking giant.
I'm gonna come up with that race, the Furbolg Goliath. Golibolg.
I was thinking, I
Goliath.
was hoping you were like gonna have me come across a cookie that says "Eat me," and I eat it, and I get to get taller.
Well, I mean, he cast enlarge on you.
No, not on me.
No?
No.
Oh, it's just
Uh,
on me.
Mostly him.
It's
She's
me.
making a-
Yeah, him
She
or-
doesn't
or
trust
Matt.
me to cast spells and shit on her.
Nope.
I say he's
You got zeros now, though.
I
Zeros
do.
got your back.
I
He
do.
didn't know Enlarge Reduce yet.
But I don't know where he's been the past few campaigns.
He's
or
been
past-
with Rodix. We left him there because we were dealing with crazy stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You
I went to the
forgot
bug
that?
up counter.
Yeah.
I thought you just left him somewhere with the zombies because he couldn't turn.
No.
he's in Rodix's house.
Yeah,
Just
he
chilling
was
there.
he was with me the whole time, and we got to Rodix, and I was like, "I stay here until we come back because it's crazy."
You know, a perfect strategy for that would be like having Zeros lead the charge for these guys to get for like the townsfolk. To
I mean,
get
he's
out.
a
We
con-
have
he
already
can-
dropped him down a well
He's
once.
a
We're not putting him in any more
construct. He may
danger.
not be able to be reanimated, but he can still be destroyed.
And we don't know how many hit points he has.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Well,
For all we know, we're
just
running
send him
around
out
with
as
a,
fodder.
For
Like,
all we
no.
know, we're running around with a 10 hit point child.
Right?
All right. So nobody has anything they want to change?
Just
except
my height.
except for her vanity.
I
Yeah,
might
Wendy
change.
Holler.
I would have probably changed a few things.
Would you have made it a rogue?
I probably would have started with recreating Talia first and then doing a rogue later, but we already had a barbarian.
Nate, anything?
No, not really. I'm pretty happy with him.
Mike?
No, I like how I ended up.
Matt?
It probably would have been a more original and detailed backstory, but you know, I'm so cool now. It would have been the same. It would have ended up being the same character, personality-wise.
Just with a little bit finer details?
Nah, it's like a little, you know. What I'm saying?
I'm not sure what that means.
Hit him with the old razzle dazzle. Jazz fingers.
Alright, let's move on to the next question.
Oh, hold on. I would have taken the mobile feat also.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, technically, you can still do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am. You know, that's the plan.
You definitely
That's the
need
plan.
10 more feet of movement.
Yeah, that's the plan. No.
And an extra plus 10 to your fucking initiative.
This man is just trying to break the sound barrier.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he already does.
With
I
that,
seem to remember him sprinting and sonic booming somebody
if
on
you
the
just
punch.
packed a tank of that damn drink, maybe you could be already done it.
Imagine Matt with a mobile, or imagine Reno with a mobile feat, and then someone casting haste on him.
And
I can-
Long Strider.
I can take Longstrider and Haste.
Both are concentration though.
Ember, can you take either one of those?
She can take long shots.
I'd have to look it up.
Jump
I'm
the,
the multi-class. I know where I'm going.
jump the city, Reno. Jump it.
For real.
Alright,
You can
thi-
take
so this one is pretty much the last
Cast
question.
Haste on you. Cast Longstrider.
What do you guys want for your characters in the next quarter of the campaign? Is there anything like you guys want to do with your character? Any items you guys want to seek out?
I've already told you
I know.
what wondrous item I want for nothing other than my own vanity.
The only thing is, every time you bring it up, I move him back a session.
I don't care. Like, I want it.
I know. Stop bringing it up, and I want it to feel organic, but you keep. I want the cloak. Is it the cloak?
No,
of
shut up, because nobody else knew what it was. Now you have to push it back so it feels organic.
Yeah. You're
I
right.
should just wake up one morning with it. Like, oh, I forgot I had this.
Yeah, like the pasties.
Exactly. It was just one of those undercover things I have.
Anybody else?
For Zenora, I would want to know who, or at least come across, the masked elf.
Okay. William.
At this point, as far as item-wise, I think there's two that I want. One of them is utility. I want an immovable rod. I want one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said it. I don't care.
Where are you going to keep it?
Wherever I want to. It's immovable.
I bet that aquatic elf had one.
What's your other magical weapon?
The other one is definitely a weapon. I want a flame tongue greatsword.
Okay.
2d6 of fire damage on top of 2d6 regular damage. I like that.
So, would you get rid of your sword of wounding?
I would probably leave the one that I had just slightly magically enchanted. I'd store it somewhere and I'd carry both of those, and then depending on situation.
Okay, switch. Can you, because I know with some magical items you have to attune to them. Can you have 2 attuned weapons?
Yeah, you can attune up to 3 things.
Artificer's gonna attune even more.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you can have.
But I thought they were like
No, the only attunement problems is you can't wear like 2 rings with the same enchantment, and there are some contradicting items that like if you have this attuned, you can't have that attuned as well.
okay. I was kind of hoping Nate was gonna say to remove all my curses, but
I'm doing fine.
No, I kind of want to see like the full breadth and extent of what my rapier can do.
it's
And I want to kill one of these goddamn vessels. I'm so sick of these dicks. I want to kill Mirror Dick.
He wasn't the vessel.
Oh, Dick in the Mirror.
It doesn't
I
matter.
don't care. Like, I will swap out killing a vessel for seeing what my rapier can do and killing Dick in the Mirror.
I agree.
All right. Crystal, anything you want for Amber?
I just want her to figure out what the hell the red moss is.
You've been chasing that since like day one. I'm
Yeah, I don't
happy.
like it.
It's like something about this isn't
I don't like it.
right.
I want it to go away. I need to figure out what the fuck's going on.
It's very flammable.
And I would like her to be able to read every Fernlock Gnomes book ever created.
Oh man. All right, Reno.
The Wargs of
Matt.
Baskertown.
The inspiration for my character.
Nothing in particular that I could think of. There's a few events that would be cool, you know, be nice, but it's not like something Reno wants. I would say, you know what I'm saying?
No. It's what you would want for your character. Like, what do you want to happen for Reno?
Oh yeah, no, those are something that I want. You know what I'm
The
saying?
events?
But it's like, yeah.
What events?
No, I mean I'll talk to you, but
we gotta keep this private.
Like,
All right,
this
wanna see
can't
if
be
there's
told
Is
now.
Yeah,
it
like
actually
pulling
fucking
teeth,
Baba
like,
Yaga
come
in
on.
the swamp, or did we just like where did this rumor come from?
Oh yeah, we're in a swamp right now.
We're in the Baba Yaga
Yeah,
swamp.
we are.
And
We are.
Baba Yaga.
Somebody knows me.
Yeah, that's where we left off. Damn.
That was fun.
Yep.
Like just seeing your reaction. And I was like,
I
I
have.
look just like your father.
She hasn't seen the last episode.
Yeah. Well, mostly because
Oh,
it was
sorry.
stuttering.
Spoilers.
Yeah, it stuttered for me, so I couldn't even watch it. I was upset. So mostly I
We'll talk
heard
about that
like
later. We'll talk about
3
that.
words at a time.
We'll talk about it later.
But we're still being chased by Knowles, right?
As far as you know.
As far as I okay.
All right. So that was the last question. Is there anything you guys want to ask?
I just asked.
Of like each other?
No. It's like
What has been your favorite NPC?
mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like from this game or from all games?
No, from this game, from this campaign.
I would have to say either Germ Dog, because falling forward, or the biker pixie over at Inscipio.
Oh, those were awesome.
Good ones. Good ones.
Anybody else got a question?
If you could change one thing about each one of our characters, what would it be?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
that is a good one.
I would want Reno to care a little bit more about certain things.
Nope.
I'd want Zenora,
About you mean anything?
I'd want Zenora to play to her strengths a little bit more.
That's
I like
more
how
me
he's,
that.
I like how he's answering, but it's also kind of vague at the same time.
Arcturus, I would like to see. I want him to be more trusting of his party.
And not flirting so much with the female NPCs.
I've done that one time. Like once.
It was one too many.
I want to see more of that.
I'm not
I know,
that random elves.
I like it.
I know. I thought that was the
Oh.
I
second
like,
one.
I
Will
like to
doesn't
see.
like
I
it.
like to see Will start to squirm over in his chair.
I don't like this.
Pineapples! Pineapples!
Just makes Mike get into it more. He's like, oh man.
Well, this is making you uncomfortable. I should proceed.
That made it up.
For William,
We're gonna push the threshold.
there's not much I would want to change.
Quit touching shit.
It is
No.
literally in my backstory.
He's not gonna make
It
him
is
stop.
literally
like,
in my character.
It
I
makes
pick
it
up
fun
shit.
for Will.
It's
Yeah.
more of like when he runs out of ideas of what to curse you with, then he'll be like, stop it.
No, it's I think the only thing I would change for William is his penchant for sea elves. Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna start running with this.
The one thing that gets me with your character
Did wake
is
up
you
in
have a
heaven.
really high intelligence, but I don't see any of it. Like, this entire time, I've effectively thought you were a functioning idiot. Like, I had no idea that your intelligence is higher than mine.
Nah, man, check the accent. He's intelligent. For Ember,
It's because every time I try to roll something intelligent based, it sucks.
I think it's I think for Ember,
Investigation.
You're very niche.
I think I got rid of that
for
innocence a little too early with the kids. Like I could have played it out a little bit more.
Oh, and now she's just like, fuck kids.
Yeah.
She's hardened to
Like,
the ways of the
Now
world.
she,
Like I feel like I should have made her love the kids more. You know.
Like-
so that it
give her
just
the-
made that
actually
betrayal
worry.
so much worse.
Yeah, no, you know, like if I had started off where Ember was giving a flower, she's like, "Oh, you're so cute," and
Giving
then
a
like,
hug and
you know, no problems with kids.
Holds the kid's hand, follows him down the alley, and then like 6 of them just jump her.
Well, no. I wanted everything up until now to be like, you know, good.
sweet rainbows and
Yeah.
flowers.
Yeah.
And
But
I mean,
hugs.
but how long do you
I
think
know.
that innocent would have lasted?
Oh, I was gonna.
Bloodthirsty sociopath, man with no past,
I'm,
serial fornicator.
when I say innocence, I meant like with the children. You know how she views them, because then it would have been so much better if I broke it like in
Later.
in this next part of the campaign, where like if Zeros had stolen from her.
So essentially, like you're upset that you
Maybe
scarred
he
her.
has.
You're essentially upset that you scarred her too early.
Yeah, because I think it would have been way funnier later on.
So bad.
And you know, who says Zero hasn't stolen from her? We don't know.
Stolen her.
He has
heart.
exactly.
He doesn't sleep.
No, he does not. And he watches a lot
You
of
know,
it.
yeah, that's probably one of the creepiest things about him. Like waking up and he's just randomly staring at someone, and I'm like,
He gets
"What
that.
the fuck
Oh.
are you doing?"
Hey,
Hello.
everybody say hi to MJ. She
What
said
is-
Hi,
hi.
Yay!
But
Quick
yeah, definitely
questions.
that. Yeah.
Ask us a question.
No, I think that's it.
2 + 2 is 4.
Is it
I
that?
think
Is
that would
it?
probably be another thing I would want for Ember is her to figure out what the hell is going on with Zeros, because he does like that clicky thing a lot. It's creepy.
You just find a lot of things creepy.
I feel like,
I mean, he was staring at you. Next time I could just leave it.
what if Zeros is the BEG in the end?
I mean,
It's possible.
now he's got to
I
rewrite
mean,
the
but
campaign.
that would mean Rodix has something to do with the evil at the end of the game because that's where we got the fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And he was
Let's
a gift.
sow those seeds of discord.
And also,
Let's do it.
for just pointing this out, I said I didn't want him in the first fucking place.
You're just so that if it does happen, you can be like, I told you!
Yep.
Oh,
That wasn't even on my mind until now, but just clarification, I never wanted the little fucker to begin with.
is there anything about the campaign that you guys would like to change?
This is something I've talked with you about, but it kind of feels like we're being
Hunted.
pushed into the direction. I would like a little more like open world exploration, like the free will to do stuff, because it feels like every time we go somewhere, we're forced into a direction, so we don't really get the opportunity to explore the world. You know,
Shit does hit the fan quite often.
yeah, you know, check out some of the mysterious stuff around the continent. It kind of feels like everything we're doing is being guided.
So yeah, there's also times where, for me personally, it's like side details is sometimes too much. Like sometimes the details get to the point where it's like the whole overarching plot just falls apart for me. Like there's times where we're traveling, and it's like some random thing will happen, and it's like it gets so. Sometimes like the explanations get to the point where it's so elusive, or like some of the explanations are required to be so, or not like elusive, but so just like so complicated, and I get lost in it because it's like there was a time where it was like we were in a carriage and something happened, and then it was like something happened, and then you asked all of us, what are we gonna do? So we all said,
I think that was when we were being followed.
we did something, and then we got out of the carriage, and then it was we got out of the carriage, and a couple people like had stuff in mind that they were gonna do, but you get out, and it like immediately after, okay, so what are you doing? It's like well, we talked about the fact that we were gonna get out and go walk over and do like talk to something or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like sometimes every single step of that feels needs to be explained. When it's like some stuff I feel like can be an implication. You know what I'm saying? Like especially if we already talked about it. Like I feel like that should definitely be That's me. It's just sometimes the details I get lost in. Like
Yeah, it's a little convoluted.
it gets like so. It's so much. It's all the time. Like it's so often. There's times where I forget like the actual story of what the fuck we're doing. Honestly,
Yeah.
so
I'm trying to work on that because that actually did go back to some of the older episodes, and I was listening. I was like, I'm so redundant on a bunch of shit.
Well, this is something like I've covered with you on more than one campaign. Like, I don't like a lot of divine intervention, prophetic dreams, and spirits appearing to us, the gods speaking to us. Like, it doesn't feel like we're unraveling mysteries so much as we'll find out the next thing as soon as we get to this next stopping point. You know what I mean? It feels like I'm not having to figure anything out. It's just kind of being handed to me on a platter, and I just gotta wait for the next time I dream.
and sometimes like when that's like when there's so much of that, you know, when it becomes oversaturated, sometimes it loses its special feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know, so and so like Bahamut visited you. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he
whatever.
does that a couple times a week.
I don't care.
Like,
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
he drops in every once in a
but
while.
like typically, like if someone who was like praying to like this god for like very long time were to finally see him, it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like about time. That's cool. But
I wouldn't
I
mind
talked to trees just yesterday.
I wouldn't mind having like
He's
a
coming over for dinner.
guest player every once in a while, or even say Crystal has to go somewhere for like one of the sessions. Why don't she get kidnapped and we have to rescue her?
Because that's very derivative of Critical Role.
I didn't say like all the time, and it has to be every time.
All
Just
right.
occasionally, like Rito went missing, turned out someone caught him, arrested him, and now we gotta go break him out of prison.
Noted. I will take all those notes into account for the second quarter of the campaign. Also, MJ has some questions.
Oh, MJ.
Hey.
So, MJ wants to know what everyone's character's favorite foods are.
Ooh, that's a good
Are you
question.
planning on cooking for us?
What's that? We used to eat it all the time back in the day. What's it called?
Just
Well, this will be hard for Sonora because
Well,
she's
she's
a
a
chef.
there should be something.
Allegedly.
What is something that she makes? You had to have come up with a menu.
I did
An
actually at one point in
apple,
time.
an orange, salad.
I guess she would like probably more occasionally a roast, but of course a lot of time people overdo that. So maybe like she'll probably be more of leftovers because there's always gonna be leftovers. So making like a leftover sandwich or something. And
Spaghetti and meatball MRE.
So leftovers.
yeah,
That's
pretty
not
much.
bad. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Like
all your
recreating
rations?
some
Those
leftovers
are the
into
best
something
ones.
else.
Yes,
Yes.
all of my field rations are spaghetti and meatball MREs because those are in fact the best ones.
Yeah. Matt?
Catnip.
Fish.
Fish?
I've said it like in game before actually.
Good saucer and milk.
Crystal?
Orange bush gelato.
All right. Nate?
Steak.
Depending on who's talking.
Or a nice kale salad.
Knowledge is his sustenance.
Huh.
No, really, he eats books.
They're delicious. Good source of fiber. I don't know. I would say that Williams is probably just like a good like home cooked meal. Like just whatever shape that may take, just like a good home cooked like hearty meal.
Okay. Mike?
As opposed to, you know, D&D's
I wasn't joking. Spaghetti and meatball MRE.
Oh, word. Okay.
That's what all of my field rations are. Every one.
This is now canon.
As canonical as my pasties.
Well, Mike already answered this
What?
one, but what kind of food do you guys carry on trips? Like, what are your rations?
Every one.
Well-
Mine's a lot of seeds.
Yeah, hers is seeds. I pretty much whatever I can grab on to go. So if I have to come across a garden, you bet your ass Nora's taking a few things from that
she
garden.
tried to steal them from Halimorn and got caught, and that was where something else started in the campaign.
Papa.
That's a favorite clip on our Twitch, by the way.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like somebody clipped it for us.
Oh god. I don't know.
Okay, you just carry around seeds?
So yeah, she carries around like fruit seeds, so that if we're like really strapped for stuff, then I can just kind of druid craft like strawberry, or I can druid craft some cherries, things like that. Yeah. But most of the time, she tries to eat fruit.
Alright. Nate?
I would say because he's not very well versed in adventuring, he's probably just got your standard like food rations that you
So
pick up at a
beef
general
jerky.
store. Like
Yeah, like jerky.
Salted meat and crackers.
essentially just like jerky
Bread,
and
loaf.
hardtack essentially.
He's got oranges from an orange bush, you know, to ward off the scurvy.
Yeah. I'd say because, like I said, he's very new to adventuring. He basically, before he left, he was like, "Well, guess I'm going to the store. I'm gonna buy some shit."
Alright, if nobody has anything else, that's the
No,
end
I'm
of the
starving.
interview episode. You guys have any closing words to say to the people?
MJ, I didn't answer this last question. My rations.
Fish and fish.
Nah, but like for real, it's not even like rations. His is more of the idea of, you know, with his bad background, you know, like he didn't eat a whole lot as a kid anyway, and then also being a monk, he kind of has like that discipline. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one meal will sustain him for a good minute. That's the idea of that.
This man takes like a drop of dew of freaking.
That's why he's so fast, because he weighs 18 pounds.
I have a question.
Bones are hollow.
Okay, if you could replace us, one of us, out of the group, who would
You
it
don't
be?
want to ask that question.
I do. Because it's a secondary question. Go with this. Alright?
Secondary question.
Alright. So if you could replace one of our characters, what kind of character would you be? Race and class.
I would like to see a fucking healer in your group.
I have mass word heal and cure wounds.
Say he can heal, she
Yeah,
can
but
heal, we
I've
can
And I
healed
can make
multiple
potions.
times.
I know, and you know that's awesome. I want to see a traditional healer.
Oh, you want
Or-
to act.
But one of these four, I played a cleric last campaign.
Yeah, I think my last campaign I played was a cleric too.
And you know
Yeah,
damn well if I
everybody?
play a cleric, I'm playing like Grave Domain.
And that cleric is a lot like
I
me
think
though.
pretty cool what my cleric was too.
Yeah.
Or I'd
It's
like
like
to
from the
see
purple.
Either that or I can't remember what's the lightning one.
I want to see like something with
Storm Domain.
like a niche character, a cavalry fighter,
Ooh.
always riding around with a horse. He's like y'all's driver, but also your Alfred, so he's always ready to fight too.
So you Alfred of the group.
Like I just want to see you guys are in
Just
trouble. You
someone
see-
sitting on horse with a lance. Would you like me to stab them, sir?
It looks like there's more text. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, that looks like a lot.
She said you guys need a healer. No, we have healers.
Ish.
I like the traditional.
What do you
healer.
mean? Okay, next time you get your well, shit, you ain't been here.
Do we need healers though? Like, cause
I
like,
mean-
this man be healing. I don't get hit. Like,
I gave you
Yeah, like
potions.
I've patched these two up multiple times, and
When
she
I
can
get
heal
hit,
too.
it doesn't hurt too terribly
And
bad
I
most
can
of
make
the time.
potions, so
Yeah, but you keep them all. You
No,
make
I don't- I
potions, you
gave-
hoard them.
I gave Reno
He never
potions.
gets hit.
yeah, you know,
Right.
both
Wait,
of those
I gave it to him to give to whoever needed
You gave
it.
a gun to a pacifist. He's never gonna use it.
I'm pretty sure if you gave Reno a gun, he'd probably use
I'm
it.
talking about the potion.
Oh, so actually,
Potion.
MJ had asked me this question at work. I think she forgot about it. So each of you, if the rest of the party was in danger and you can only save one, which would it be?
Probably Reno. He's the only one who knows enough about me.
Zeros.
Damn.
Bye, everybody.
Like if I had time to save one, it would be Reno. These two would be a close second. I haven't seen you in a while.
Who else?
for Reno, it's probably whoever's like. If I have to save somebody.
Yeah, that's
Start
Who would
there.
save himself?
Now,
Well,
if,
I
if
assume,
we're
of course,
assuming that
had
I am going to go out of my way, and save one person, if it was Reno, it's whoever's the most convenient at that moment.
Who's closest?
Like,
I
who-
don't feel
who
like
can
the
heal
closest
me right
matters
now?
to him. Like, who's the
I know.
easiest to get to?
Just because I'm fast doesn't
Who's
mean
already
I'm
at
like.
the foot of my
Doesn't mean I'm not lazy.
Yeah, but if I'm the closest to you and I've got, like, big fucking stones on top of me, but he's, like, 15 feet further away and his, like, foot's trapped in a snare, I feel like you'll go a little bit further for the convenience.
Well,
Like,
yeah, I said,
I only
like-
gotta pull the snare.
I never said whoever was closest. I said whoever's the most convenient.
Yeah. So it would be whoever could attack or heal.
Yeah, that would have been mine. Like if there's a
Hey, I'm getting
if
saved.
there's
I
a
can attack and
BG in
heal.
front of me, it's gonna be these two first. And if I need to at least bring the party back to life, it's gonna be these two. Otherwise,
Nate, you're the nice guy of the group.
I know that's
Think
what
about the
makes
good
this
times
difficult.
we've had together drinking, buddy.
Nate's gonna save the.
Should probably say the bard.
He's gonna save the books. He's gonna go down and help, like try
He's
to
gonna-
reach for you and then like steal your.
Yeah,
stuff.
Give me-
like,
give me
he's
the
not
bag of
going.
holding, it's got the book in it.
Give me the bag of holding. I'm running. Bye.
He's gonna be like, I paid for half of this.
Okay, bye.
I mean, like, yeah, we went out drinking, had a good time, gone to the bookstore many times with Ember. Like every time that there has been a bookstore, we've gone to the bookstore.
You've inadvertently become her dad.
I was about to say, Zenor has just latched onto my leg.
MJ said, Reno, do I have to?
Not the what?
No,
Wait,
she
wait,
asked
you
Reno.
guys,
She's
Reno.
like,
do
yeah,
I
who would
have
you say? Do I have to save him?
And like, I don't know, that would be a very, very tough call for William, I think. Like, I think in all honesty, he would probably try to save everyone, even if it ended up killing him.
Think about all the times I made you big.
I can see William like running up to whoever's got you guys in this situation and be like, take me. And he was like, all right, everybody goes.
Yeah, possibly happen.
And like, I honestly see that would be like probably William's character, is he would be like, fuck this, I'm gonna try to save everybody.
Your fatal flaw is your self-sacrificing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there was this one question I wanted to ask because I asked on a lot of my RP social networks.
Didn't you try and say we were done 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, right?
Well, I said it was the last question on the list,
It's
but
the southern
keep going.
goodbye.
Keep
He
going.
literally said, I think we're done.
so there's this challenge that I usually give to the people in the social networks. It's the playlist challenge.
Mm-hmm.
What would your character's intro music be? Like
Ooh.
a real song. What would your character's intro music be?
Fuck You, I'm Drunk by the Dropkick Murphys.
All right.
Quick question, are we talking
It's a
about
great song.
Like the
Sane William, Rage William?
Sane William, because that's how he entered.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a song. I don't know it. I don't remember what it's from.
Helpful. Super helpful.
I'm
It's
thinking of
from
a
an
song,
anime.
but I have no idea what it is or where it's from.
It's more of a.
Embers would be I'm Walking on Sunshine.
It's literally just a tavern song
Yeah,
from
that's-
some anime. I want to say it's
That's-
fairy
that's
tale,
fitting.
but
Right? Good one.
What would your battle music be?
Eye of a Tiger.
All right.
I Need a Hero by Bonnie Tyler.
Yes.
Battle music.
For William, while he's raging, just literally anything from Doom.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies.
Jesus.
Pursuit of the Vikings by Amon Amarth.
Okay.
As far as the theme song and intro, probably like the Sonic theme or some shit.
Just because Pursuit of the Vikings has that really good, steady drum beat.
All right. Wait. Are you talking about Sonic animated or Sonic games?
I was thinking animated.
Like
Gotta go
the-
fast.
Oh, the Sonic games. Oh.
Well,
Oh shit,
I
I
was gonna say,
forgot about that.
if I'm supposed to be sneaking while we're fighting, then it's the Mission Impossible theme song. But if it is just
But it's like the Emperor's New Groove version where she's like,
Or the acapella version.
I feel like she would be singing it to herself as she's trying to stealth and just fucking herself up.
don't be
What-
suspicious.
What would be your death song? Like the song you play when while you're dying.
Oh, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith.
Hey.
It'll make me cry. Ah. Mm.
possibly Farewell to a King. That's another one.
I think it would be
That's just being narcissistic, though. You did.
California Dreamin'.
Okay.
All the leaves are brown. That one.
Oh, that's a good one. I guess Sounds of Silence.
All right. Nate's over there. Like I can smell bacon.
I don't know. Like,
I'm
thinking
trying
hard.
to think of one.
Just see a little smoke coming out.
the hamster's running.
It's
but the
hard
wheel's
though,
not
like-
turning.
There's
The
so
speaker's
much
broken.
to pick from.
Yeah, like,
and
there
like, you
really
know my
is.
taste in music, like, it's
Yeah.
so much to pick from. Like,
I'm gonna say Catastrophist by Trivium.
All right.
I don't fucking know. I really don't.
William
Just said
Die
plot
Never.
twist, Reno's a hedgehog.
It's like a version of Dory's Just Keep Swimming, but it's I keep bleeding, I keep bleeding, bleeding, bleeding.
Yeah, no. I've been reading them out.
Okay.
I really don't know. Like I have
You know what
absolutely.
your death song would be?
No, I
You don't know what
have
song
no
you're gonna
idea.
die to? It
Danny
took me a
Boy.
minute to think of it too.
how about the final countdown?
It's a bit
And
on
that's
the
it.
nose.
That's as he's dying.
What? There was that one song.
It's like an Evanescence song I'm thinking of.
Oh, are we
Bring
talking
Me to
about?
Life.
Oh,
There's so
I'm
many-
sitting here thinking about like As I'm Dying montage song. We're talking about a funeral song.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
you're dead.
Okay.
And like it's doing that slow zoom away from your body.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I don't want to miss a thing. That's like As I'm Dying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's playing in the background. Let me see. As far as like a funeral song.
I'm thinking of like super ghosty, echoed version of California Dream playing. She's dead. Oof.
There. I was.
It hurts already.
When I was thinking about this question, Pat's Monk popped up, and
Let the bodies hit the floor by drowning pool.
no. There was a what was the song? There was one that specifically came to mind when I thought about the monk that got splattered.
That was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but I can't seem to remember it. I'm sorry
So-
about that. So what would
So
your main
ridiculous.
theme song be?
We did
Like-
that already.
Suspicious.
That was your intro.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Like a
Look, here
theme
comes the
song.
consequence. Funeral song. It is "Sing Me to Sleep" by Alan Walker.
Okay.
Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry.
Hey. You're a crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it.
So wait, what was the song that we're trying to figure out now?
Theme.
Your
song.
basic theme song.
Just basic theme song. Okay. I'm just going through my Spotify playlist at this point.
I'm
Until
just-
something
'cause,
sounds
I
right.
mean, I
That's
don't
not-
really
that's
have
really how
a
it
name
be,
for this
like-
because it's just you go to YouTube type tavern or like fantasy type, but add a little Scottish bagpipes. I think will be good.
But they would fade out like her accent.
Matt, you still trying to think of yours?
I'm like,
Probably,
we did our
it'd probably
intro.
be Good Life by Collie Buddz.
Okay. Who else hasn't answered that one?
I haven't yet.
I do have a
For-
question for
'cause, like,
mine.
it's-
Mine would just be Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies.
Either that or Low Life by Theory of a Dead Man.
Okay.
No lyrics, just music.
Let's see. For just William overall, because it's always there, the voice is always there. We're gonna go with "The Violence" by Asking Alexander.
Okay.
Fucking love that song.
All right.
I have a question for everybody.
What's the question?
Because I mean, a lot of us have actually played other D&D games or have heard of other people's games. Out of someone else's game or another game that you've been in, like, what's a character that you actually like that was not yours?
Oh, so is there a character that somebody else has played that you liked? during
Yeah,
the campaign?
like whether it be like you liked it because it was absolutely genius how they created it, or they were just stupidly funny. Like what their class was, what type of person they were. You don't have to give a full description, but like just why you liked it so much.
You guys get the question?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't actually played in any other D&D games, but I have watched a few different ones. Critical Role and then a few other ones. But if I had to say one that I really liked, it's from a YouTube channel called Outside Xbox, and they do a D&D game every now and then. And one of the characters on there, he's a human rogue, and his name is Courtesan. What is his last name? Like Debonair or something like that. I don't remember. But he's just like, he is a very good rogue, but like, because it's all basically their first time playing D&D as well. He's a very good rogue as far as like combat and everything, but he's always just like, yeah, I'm just gonna take that, and I'll take that over there, and just literally just picking up everything that he can, and like just I'll pocket that, and then like when combat starts, he's just, I hide behind that barrel.
Megan, you asked the question.
Okay, well, my friend from Canada, we actually discussed this because we wanted to play D&D together, which it sadly never happened. But he told me about his cleric who worshipped the Lord of Light, and his character had dementia. So occasionally he would forget where he was or what he was doing, and just in the middle of the village or town he was in would just start spouting out just verses from the Lord of Light and getting the whole party in trouble, as well as purposely making his rogue character friend, his pants glow in the dark, even though his friend could go invisible, but now they would glow, he could always find his rogue friend, which made it horrible for the rogue. And eventually later, while the rest of the party was discussing how they were going to go and get this chest, if it was a mimic or not, decided to send his cantrip fireball he had named Wilson in to go fetch the treasure. Burnt the entire building down along with the treasure. And why I'm going to make a misfit game. That's the character.
Okay.
I liked your halfling Jeffrey.
Which one?
the first one you played.
Are you talking about the druid or the ranger?
The ranger.
Okay.
And that was how he talked the entire
Yeah.
time.
By the way, that voice was like was supposed to be a one-time thing, and then Mike like guilted me into it. He was like, "Oh, that's how your character talks
Yeah,
now."
it's canon now.
Yeah,
if you
don't
stop
talk
talking like that, you're gonna start losing experience and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I think actually I like 3 campaigns back. There was this one of my homies who was playing this character, and this dragon was flying overhead, like nothing to do, anything. But he was like one of the tough guys, always picking fights and shit. And he jumps onto the dragon's back, and he does like a grapple check, right? And the DM's like, all right, go ahead, roll. And this man, he rolls really high. He doesn't roll like a 20, but he rolls real high. He's like, okay, your grip is really strong. Your grip's really strong. The dragon's flying real fast. Like, you just flew away. Roll a new character.
Probably one of the funnest one we've done though. I would run a holiday campaign for him. Like,
That was Jeffrey the Ranger.
yeah, we did a Thanksgiving one where it was Goblor the Roast Lord and his horde of Torquies. But my favorite one we did was around Christmas, and it was Krampus.
Oh man.
And so the thing with it is like he would rattle his chains, and it was kind of like the hunter's mark. Once you heard it, you were marked. And then he could track you through the material plane, because he came from the elemental plane of ice. So, what was it, Pat?
No, it was.
Who was the sentry?
It was Charlotte.
Oh, so my oldest, Charlotte, was the sentry. And she heard it, and then wakes up the entire party so they hear it too.
I was asking him, I was like, can I just stay asleep? Like, do I have to wake up to her?
Like, yes, you do, because she's shaking the shit out of you and screaming in your face. But they're fighting him up on a mountaintop, and Pat gets in close to try and hold him off so they could get away. But this thing has an unnatural strength, around like 26, 28. I gave it like the equivalent to a cloud giant. So he's trying to grapple it, and it grabs him by the leg, picks him up, and hits the halfling with the Goliath. So he beat a motherfucker with a motherfucker, and damn near threw them both off the mountain. But that was just one of the ones I liked Krampus, because they just, at every opportunity, got the shit kicked out of them.
I had back when I was doing like online games, I had a player. She had multi-classed a barbarian and wizard, sort of like what you did. However, she was a variant human, so she took Tavern Brawler. Her improvised weapon was this stone wrap book that she carried her spells around in. So she would get in close, smack the motherfucker with the book, and I think by then she was level 6, so she took another feat at 4th level. That whenever she hit somebody, she could choose to have them make a strength save where they get pushed. So she would, if anybody got close or if she would run up on them, she would take the book, smack them, and like once they got far enough, for some reason, like she would do magic missile, and she's like, "Eat this!" And when the missiles hit, she's like, "Magically delicious." And I was like, "You're so fucking lame," but I love it. And that was like her catchphrase every time she used magic missile. Anybody else got a question for everybody?
I have a question for you, Will.
What?
Yes, for you. If you could see everybody here play any class, what would it be?
Oh man.
Like, what class do you want to see everybody play?
I want to see you play a spellcaster, like a sorcerer, a wizard, or warlock, just because I feel like you would have some interesting ideas with it. Ember or Crystal, I want to see her play like a dumb barbarian. I think it would be so funny to see you like play dumb on the table and just be like, I'm gonna hit him.
I hit him with my club.
Megan, I actually do want to see you as a fighter to see how you stack up with the other damage dealers. Mike, we had this conversation earlier. I want to see you play a cleric. But
Now are you talking like a
lawful
lawful
good,
healing cleric?
lawful good cleric.
You want to see me play an acolyte?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Actually, I would love to see you play a zealot for a lawful good.
You want me to
god.
play a lawful good fanatic?
Yes.
You know that would not work in this party.
No, hell no.
I was just gonna say, like, if I will absolutely, if something happens to Arcturus, I will absolutely roll up a lawful good zealot cleric.
No. These are just hypothetical. He asked what
Yeah.
I would like to see everybody play.
Yeah.
Not for
Yeah,
this
it could
campaign.
be. It could be
Okay,
next
just in
campaign.
general.
Yeah.
And for Matt, I want to see how Matt does with the wizard. Like, I think the versatility with the spells and like the amount of time he spends coming up with like the
He'd be
ideas
using
in his
spells
head.
like nobody ever thought.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question. I just know that.
Like, matter of fact, to be more specific, Matt, I want to see you play a Chronergist to see how you can manipulate time and how you can fuck with people with it.
Oh, I appreciate that. See, one thing I always said was like, if I was ever a ghost, like, or if I could ever stop time, actually, matter of fact, one of my favorite things I would love to do is like pick up the foot that like people aren't stepping with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the one that their weight's not on.
yeah, like, you know, like they just take a step, you pause right quick, and you just go pick up the foot that you're stepping.
Man, that would be so irritating. Like, imagine you walking and then for some reason this, like, you're gonna step with this leg, but this leg is up and this one's on the floor, and you just don't know what. Yeah, it would just be so disorienting.
I got one.
That sounds fun though. That's
Just
pretty-
both of them in the air.
And this for everybody. I want to hear everybody go around and do this. What's, as far as everybody goes, what is one thing you like about either their traits or their play style, and what's one thing that you don't? Like, what's one thing you would change if you could?
Ooh.
I want to hear some like actual, well thought out critical feedback of everybody.
All
You're
right.
very good at narrating. You need to shut the fuck up.
Hey, it's not your turn yet, but I will take that into advisement.
No, keep going, Mac.
Megan, I like the energy. Learn your character.
I know.
Crystal, stop throwing children. Honestly, like Crystal, yeah, I'm pretty neutral with your play style. You know, I'm pretty Oh, you know, I've been a goody two shoes all the time. Will,
Alright.
or you know,
Nate.
William, Nate's character, Nate. Yeah, no, I enjoy it.
Solid character.
Solid. Like, I mean, Nate's a solid player.
Woo. Who's next?
Will, quit saying you'll take shit into advisement and not. But I do like the amount of time that you put into shit. Like, it keeps it fun. Nate, I like the role-playing aspect that you put into it and everything. Nate. No, I can't say that.
I need you to have more flaws.
No,
No, like, I
no,
swear.
but like, I mean, play more to the full aspect of your character, like the intelligence thing. I get that you go look at books and shit, but books have pictures. You could be looking at
They
that. Like, I
have
have no idea. Like, you know, cover more of every aspect of your character because you keep talking about how intelligent you are, but I don't see it.
Yeah, it's because every time I try to roll for it, it's
He's so
Oh yeah, and like
I've been
that.
watching those trolls.
It's like that. While the accent sounds smart, like I had like this foreign exchange homie who was the dumbest fool ever. Like,
Yeah, there's
It's like the
street smart
accent,
and there's
it
book
throws
smart.
you off.
yeah.
What do you want from me?
I'm like, you did not just say that to me in that accent. Like, you're
It's
doing
like-
them an injustice right now.
It's like Steve from American Dad. It's stupid to do what you're telling me to.
But the accent makes it sound like such a good idea.
Yeah.
What a wasp, except winged maggots. What? Crystal, I like how in depth you go with your character, but like spell versatility, you've got to. I feel like you never cast anything. I feel like you're always in combat, but then I'm like, what the fuck did she like?
She got the
There's no
flame
spell
blown
like you've started doing the
flame blade.
Earth Tremor and the Flame Blade, and that was all insanely helpful. So I would like to see you do more of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the same critique of you as Matt does. It's like the energy is good,
I know.
but also the critique he has of me. Sometimes you just gotta get to the fucking point, lady, because I did not realize how irritating I was until I met you.
I put my hood on.
I had to take a step back. I'm like, son of a bitch, am I
This
Damn,
way?
that's annoying. Matt, I like how in depth you get with the research and shit. Like when we have a question or something doesn't quite add up, you fucking jump on it.
This man is the
And go-
fastest Googler in the world.
Yeah, no shit. And like, there's a lot of things that he's brought up where it's like it's stuff I've been doing that I did not realize I was doing wrong. So it's like having somebody to discuss it with who does that level of fucking study. Like, I like it.
Appreciate it.
I feel like you don't want to be here 90% of the time. Like, your level of involvement is so low, so it's just like,
But
that's what's up.
but
I just be more involved, goddammit, because I like playing.
no, but check it out. I hear this from Matt the most. Matt is always the one that like wants to play D&D on Saturdays. Like when we talk about it, he's like, I just want to play D&D, bro. Like I just want to roll these dice. I just want to play.
No, I get it, but you're low energy.
Yeah.
Be more energy. Your turn.
Come on, nice guy.
Critique us. Start with Megan.
It's so easy.
Nate's like, don't do this to me.
I know, right?
Do you,
I
do you
feel
want us
it.
to circle back?
Like I feel
Yes,
it.
because I don't know yet.
All right.
I'm thinking.
Your turn, Will.
Let's see. Matt, I love how creative you are with your character, and I love how you constantly put that creativity to use. But yeah, no, I would love to see more involvement and more energy. Megan, love to see more of you here.
I know. I'm trying to not be sick as much.
I feel like I need a hood now.
But I do like how creative you're trying to be with your character. I just need you to apply it more in the game.
I know. I'm still learning, and I think it had to do with every time I was getting to the point from past D&D games from other people. I get to the point where I'm like, I'm learning. I've got this. It's Etch a Sketch. Start over. We're doing a new character, new program, everything.
Yeah,
That's kind of why we left our old one.
But that's where I would kind of take a cue from Matt. Like, he doesn't just study while we're playing. Like,
Yeah.
if there's a question that has to be asked, Will do the same thing. Like, after the fact, they'll research it. They'll look into it. Like, what am I capable of? What does this effect do exactly?
Yeah.
And like, they'll pull it from multiple sources and apply it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's where it's a good cue to take from either one of these guys, is because they like get in depth with the shit, which is helpful for everybody.
Crystal, love how creative you are with your character, and I love how open you've been with Ember. I need you to take your risks. Like, yeah, you're holding. You're holding Thunderbolt, and these guys want to run in. You already told them, let loose. Just go for it. I mean,
half the damage.
We'll like
Yeah.
fry them. It's fine.
Yeah, like half these guys can take it, and if you do even a little bit of damage, that's more damage I've done to them than I've done to them. But yeah, no,
I'll take that into account. Yeah.
take the risk. You're a fucking powder keg. If you use the right spells, you can destroy a fucking battle. Nate, there's not a lot I can say that's bad about how you play, man. Like, you genuinely surprised me when you joined the table. No, I want you to. For me personally, William is like
I'm a person who likes to put like theory into programs.
so I want you to be like a.
So,
I would like you to be a mediator between some stuff, because you're the one who started this group, man. You went out looking for adventuring parties, but you take a back seat because I feel like you feel like you're inexperienced. Nah, man, grab the reins, drive this horse.
It's good dynamic too.
Mike, love your character. Love how you always come up with ways to figure out a problem. I need you to stop questioning me on some stuff, man, because I have the lore behind it.
When do I ask questions?
Just now.
All the time.
No,
that doesn't sound like me.
no, like some of the questions you ask, and that's sort of why I fuck up on some things when I try to come up with them on the fly. There's like, if there's something that's lore-wise that you would have to figure out later on, and you ask me a question like, well, how come I can't do this? I don't want to give away the story or some of the stuff, but I have to give you an answer because you asked. So I would like come up with a quick answer, and then later on down the road, I'm like, fuck, I should have said it like this.
Yeah, no, and I'm bad about that because of my curiosity and shit.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, why wouldn't that work?
Yeah, it would be that, and the overstepping on scenes. Like, if the party's split and somebody's doing something, like, they're hilarious.
Yeah, no,
Some of them-
that is something I know you've talked to me about, and everybody else has either thought or told me. I'm working on it. I love the sound of my own voice, but I am trying to kind of pull back and shit because I know how grating that can be.
I will say you've gotten a lot better, though.
True.
All right. If nobody has any more questions.
Oh, I hadn't actually critiqued anything.
Yeah, no, neither did she, or him for that matter. Shh.
Like,
You're just jumping ahead of like half of the fucking people. That's one other negative with you. I'm gonna need you to quit being so goddamn inconsiderate.
I'm sorry.
There are
I'll
more
work
people
on
at the
it.
table than just me and
Like
Matt.
Nate's reacting, he's just like, shh.
I'm sorry.
This is okay.
I'm used to. I'm already to that habit of ansering last.
Add
so-
another one to the fuck up counter.
Yeah. But yeah.
That is second.
Everybody start with Matt because I gotta use that.
Okay, so for Matt.
Wait, why? Hold on. This is not the formula we were using before. It's a whole different formula.
I know, we were going all the way
We were doing
around.
one person critiquing everybody. Now we're doing everybody saying one thing to one person. Hell no.
No, I'm going to
Go on,
everybody.
let's do that bullshit. All right, go ahead.
For you,
She's
as
been
for,
waiting. Do you see how excited she got when he said, "Do you first?
She's like, oh, okay, Matt first, okay.
Well, it's because I was one I was like, easy, I already know what I want to say, and it's like,
Goddamn, she has
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah.
dwelling on the things she does
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah,
about
like-
I'm not
you.
dwelling on it. It was more as
Evidently.
like for inner character, for like, because I know it means Zenora and you, with Reno, like
No,
we
no,
didn't
no.
quite.
This is you as a person
Oh, okay.
critiquing us
Like
as
how
Okay,
we play,
okay.
Yeah,
like, you
play
know what I'm
style.
saying? 'Cause like I
Mostly
said,
just-
I like, you know, for me, I just hit y'all with like the best and like the worst.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm
Mostly-
saying, like
Mostly just interact with all the characters because I feel mostly it's been mostly with these two. And I mean, now starting with her a little bit more, but I just felt like our characters never really had a lot of interactions too much. But otherwise, I honestly think your character is great.
appreciate it. Truth be told, I don't know if Reno likes your character.
I've never actually played a monk, but I was like, that's kind of badass. I was like, now I want to play a monk, but
I appreciate
Don't
it.
shit.
now the critique.
for the critique with you is quit distracting me. I swear.
Why the fuck did you skip over his critique?
Oh no, I said I loved his character and everything.
She hated. She wanted more interaction between our characters.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was
Yeah.
the critique.
Yeah. Play with me. Yeah, quit distracting me. I mean, I love the fact that you're helping me because I suck at math, but you also distract me a little bit too.
Fuck, is it my fault she's like a goldfish?
I don't really have much to say for Nate because, like, honestly, there's really not much because we're both kind of new at this. So to me, it's kind of like we're both on the same learning curve. For Crystal, I mean, honestly, drive your character to get a little bit mad with all the other characters. Pick a fight every once in a while.
It's a druid.
Yeah, that's not in her
Yeah.
character.
That'd
Well,
be super out of character for
Except
me.
for the one thing that we talked about. Blooming.
You're gonna say this, and like one night, Arcturus is gonna say something, and then while he's asleep, she's gonna take the staff and shove it down his throat.
No,
Oh, you know
it
one
was
thing-
more of the other thing we discussed. We'll talk about that later.
We're like, and your amulet broke.
One thing I should say actually about your character, Crystal, or the way you play, is because I didn't really say like a specific like good thing about it. You know what I'm saying? But like, is the way that you always remember zeros. Because like a lot of times companions in D&D gets forgotten by the players all the time, and then like. You know, like 3 sessions there, like, oh, but where's my pet? And it's like, motherfucker, you ain't mentioned him since, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that you do a really good
Yeah.
job on
Thank you.
micromanaging, like, a companion.
And
Thank
then
you,
for
thank
Will, I suck at taking notes, so I would like the extra help. So when you sit there, it's like, okay, like, Anson and Umbra, I was like, how do I spell that? Because I suck at this.
No,
I had to look
That's
online to
another
spell
fucking
his character's
props, dude.
name.
Like, you
Arcturus?
Yes!
you be
Because I was like, how
remembering
the
shit
fuck
that
do you
just
spell
escapes me
that?
completely.
So that's whenever, like, when we're having to, like, okay, so we met this person and they have some elaborate name, I'm gonna need a little help with the note taking there. Because otherwise, my notes look like elf chick, eats a lot, wizard,
Does anybody else feel like this?
save in cave.
Does anybody else feel like this kind of feels like an intervention all of a sudden?
A little bit, yeah.
It's just to help me with the note taking, because otherwise, when it comes back to next week, I'm like, I don't understand what I wrote here. But otherwise, like us interacting in the game, I honestly like it because
Why was it so
in
easy
past
to
games that
really
I've
keep
been in,
but hesitate
there's
for
always
everyone
either
else?
been
Sons of bitches.
it's one way or the highway, and sometimes a lot of arguing amongst the players in real life.
It's been pretty universal. It's
Trying to
more
figure out
involved,
what to
you know
do,
what I'm
and I've had situations where I'm just kind of like, I don't want to be here,
saying?
and
That
you
being said,
make
it's
me
not
want to
something
be here.
solid.
Now it sucks that my health is always like, fuck you, fuck your weekend. But
I appreciate it.
yeah,
Be less involved. Yeah.
Take someone likes energy.
it's hot.
So he'll shut the fuck up and you'll talk a little more.
Who's next?
Those two.
Crystal
Nate.
and Nate.
Go, Crystal, go.
You're still gonna have to go.
I know you're over here paying attention to everybody's critiques. You're not even thinking about your.
He's like, oh.
No, I'm just trying to think.
I know, right? It's hard. So let's see. Let's start with Megan.
Well, yeah, I know, I already know.
Yeah, but we want to hear her say it. So the
So-
same critique they gave me, shut the fuck up.
So Megan, I really like how you embrace your character, and you also bring a little bit of yourself into your character, which is a lot of your klutziness.
Sometimes that's even with the rolling of the dice, I can't help that.
Yeah, but I really like the quirkiness of your character. I just wish she would learn her abilities a little more. It's like sneak attack.
Yeah,
It was a lot
I
of
finally
time
got,
before you
That's
could
your
do it.
bread
yes,
and
and
butter.
I finally got to the point where like I know it now. I know
Yeah.
it. So I'm always like
I was
sneak,
like,
sneak,
man, she
sneak.
could have been like shanking these guys real bad, but you haven't been doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you're working on it though. Matt.
Yo.
I like how laid back your character is. A lot of stuff doesn't seem to phase him, which is nice because a lot of people in the party can get up in arms about a lot of things. So it's good to have that kind of like,
Neutral.
yeah, that neutral zone. But then also, it's a double-edged sword because then sometimes you're a little too low-key with some things that happen.
I did.
Mike and Megan, shut the fuck up. Matt, talk more.
Mike, you role play the hell out of your character.
Mhm.
You're so good at it.
Thank you.
Like the accent, everything is amazing. The charisma, it just comes right on through. I love it. But
There's a big one.
Sometimes-
Foreboding butt.
your character can be so combative in the sense of always constantly trying to like stir the pot and make, I don't know, people uncomfortable in the party, that kind of thing, and get a little
Attention here.
yeah, and then yeah. So I think literally Ember one day was just like, "Why are you always trying to start shit?" That kind of thing.
You see my nature.
It is in your nature. So that's the only thing I have critique on.
See, like that right there, just even that little voice, I like that's so synonymous now. Like it felt like we were playing a game. Like he's really good at that, and that's what I was saying. Like the narrating thing as well. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty much it.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
sorry. Go ahead though, Chris.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Nate, again, super good. You're really, really good. It's hard to have any critiques for you because you're that good.
You note-taking son of a bitch.
Right? Yeah, your notes are insane because there's shit that I completely forget.
I love how y'all say this, but y'all looked at my notes. They're.
But it doesn't matter because with your special brand of autism, it works.
Nate,
There you
really
go,
is.
yeah.
Nate, let's just put it like this. You remember something I forgot,
Yeah.
which isn't hard,
Can I borrow your notes?
but you called it out on the table. Like,
Yeah.
good shit.
No, like he's remembered shit that all of us have forgotten. Like it would have been something that
I mean,
none
Nate's
of us
flaw is
remembered.
his addiction.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Yeah, we're not always in character, Nate. Chill the fuck out.
Yep. And yeah, then I think the only critique is that yeah, you make your character. I mean, you are so involved in making sure you're playing your character well that you're touching everything, and you're getting us all fucked up because of it.
I have only cursed myself. Thank you.
Hey, we got all these no's coming after us because we're around
No,
you.
they're coming after me.
Yeah.
Y'all are just around.
Alright,
And
but
we're
let's
around
also
you.
not forget like who came up and saw her talking to me.
Yeah, that's what.
So yeah, that'd be my only critique.
Yeah, so I'm touching.
No, no.
Will.
Literally in the.
I thought you forgot about me.
No.
I wasn't gonna let her forget.
So Will, amazing. You're a fantastic DM.
Thank you.
You're like one of the best DMs I've had.
Appreciate that.
Yes. So super, super good. Only thing is that I have a critique about is sometimes you will speak my character into doing something that I never said she was gonna do.
Have I done that? I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sorry.
You
Yes.
actually did that with my storyline.
Yeah.
You're like,
You're like, oh yeah, she totally great. You grabbed the note from there, you opened it, you read it, and I was like, bitch, I didn't even do anything.
And that goes along with what I was saying. Is sometimes I feel like we're being pushed into doing something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's like, dude, I
And
would
then-
not have done that.
And then this one here will start being like, oh, you're just stealing people's mail and da 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 da. And I'm like, I didn't even do it.
yeah, because you said, oh yeah, these daggers been stolen for like 20 years. I'm like, but I've had them for over 25.
So yeah, so that's my
So
critique.
you stole them 5 years after you got them. Keep up with the story.
No.
5 years before I got them.
All right, Nate, now it's your turn.
I guess. Okay.
Do Megan first.
Because it's so fun.
It gives you more time to think.
Do your easy ones first, and you don't have to critique yourself. So
Oh man,
that's been everybody's problem. Has been
Is anyone
talking
trying-
bad about
I
you.
just see a million smiley faces.
No, that's MJ.
It's
She's laughing at us. I wonder what she has to say about us.
Okay. Yeah, I will say, Megan. Like, I like your character. It's a great character, but you gotta use your skills.
I know.
You have so many cool skills as a rogue, and you don't use them.
Nope.
It mentally kills Nate inside, like when we're in combat, and he's like.
Like not even
Yeah.
just the sneak attack. Like you can do so much with your bonus action. Rogues can hide, they can disengage, they can
Yeah.
run twice their speed.
Yeah.
Like you can do so much.
And a
you
lot,
just,
I know
like,
a lot of times it's more like I should disengage, and everybody's like, "No, you should." Like I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, I should do that." And I was like, "Fuck."
Don't let us dictate.
Yeah, no,
how you play your
you're
character.
playing your
Yeah.
You
Everything
have
you say is
daggers.
suggestions.
You can throw those.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be standing next to somebody stabbing them, you can be like, fuck that, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing about a rogue is their ability to come into combat, stab,
Yeah.
disengage, and run away.
I think most of my problem is I forget that you have to take the action to pull, and I'm like, fuck! Ah!
You know, because of recent events, I can actually say this. Your daggers had a secondary ability if you threw them.
What? I was too
But you
perfect.
never threw them, so I was like, okay.
Just keep that
I
one
was-
dimension shit going then. I bet they have the returning property.
No.
Yeah, that was something I was working toward. I was gonna try to buy something that they would
Okay,
all of
we're getting sidetracked. Come on, Nate. Keep going.
Shh, damn.
She wants to hear Nate.
That's right. I want to hear it. Let's keep going.
Mike, I do.
What the fuck? This is
It's because I have yours already here.
What the fuck?
You said do the easy ones first.
No, see, I'm with everybody else. I love your role play of your character. I love that, like, you basically fully embody your character. I do feel like you take the reins a whole lot, though. That's my critique. Is that it seems, I'm not saying all the time, but like, it seems a lot of the time, like when, and I know it's because you're more experienced, like when we all kind of don't know what to do, you jump in and grab it. But that always doesn't give us a chance to think about trying to do something else. That's my critique.
Fair enough. And I will try and back up to give y'all a little more room. To,
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you see
instead of
we were
making the executive decision.
if you see we are completely just floundering there and we don't know what to
I'll
do,
give you a deer in the headlights look.
yeah, feel free to take the reins then. But yeah,
But with that, I also reserve the right to abandon you if I disagree with something y'all are about to do because I think it's going to end poorly.
I mean,
You guys have that option of leaving him.
Yeah, I mean, that,
I'm
yeah.
just letting you know.
That's your
this is-
decision.
yeah, this is true. Matt, again, I love the fact that you do all of the math for this. Like that you sit there and figure out all of this shit so that you can do your dope monk shit.
Appreciate it.
And yeah, like I would honestly say, like, I think my critique is
You good, dog? Hit me.
I think you should take the reins more. Like we're going into this forest because you're like, nah, let's go in there. I want to do that.
I want to do it at night.
Yeah, we waited 8 hours outside of a forest that we were already at
I smell
because you were like, nah, I'm not going if we go in there in the day.
Yeah. Word. All right, word. Appreciate it.
Crystal.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I do kind of like that you are the voice of the part, like the voice of reason, kind of in the party a little bit.
Thank you.
You shouldn't be doing this.
She's our Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah. So I think that is very much needed. Like,
Just a little bit.
you know, the
Little
guy who
bit.
fucking passed out as he was coming out of the forest, and we all just started like, ah, yeah, and it's like,
Interrogate
leave him
him.
the fuck alone.
Heal him so we can beat the information out of him.
See what I was telling you about destructive spells? You could have hit him with it.
Yeah. So like, I think the fact that you are the voice of reason for the party
Is that a new name?
is great.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
I would say
Well,
the critique
I'm not
is
saying that.
gonna be
You guys can see it
kind of
later.
like what Will said.
I'm
Like,
nosy, I want to see that.
take some risks, take some chances.
It's just like a trial.
Zap some
Like-
people.
Yeah, like
Ah,
use some of those
yeah.
spells that you got
Right.
that'll do
Yeah, it's just
amazing
this
shit, even if
Oh,
we're
yeah.
kind of in
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to change up my
Um,
spells.
And then Will, I would say, again, fantastic job.
Some random nuts.
Thank you,
Like-
sir.
Take off the kid gloves and hit it. Like the thought and the world that you've built is awesome, and like, yeah, like I can't complain at all about the world that you've given us to try to explore. And I would say the critique would be, it does feel like for this first part of the campaign that we have been kind of pushed along. Like I said, like everywhere that we've gone, shit has hit the fan. Like even, I think we've been to one city that we spent a peaceful night in.
The one
There
that
was
was
peace?
finds
Yeah.
us constantly.
I think it was Hallamore.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was Hallamore.
that was where
We-
she tried to steal the stuff. Yeah.
You know, I use this like you know I use this phrase in a lot. You know, breathing room. I always talk about that with a
Yeah.
lot of things. A lot of things like breathing room. That's yeah.
There's been no respite.
I mean, you guys got that opportunity now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna give you guys a lot more opportunities for that.
And yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's it.
I have no complaints about myself.
Good internet magic, guys.
I complain about myself all the time, but we're not getting into
So,
that.
just while we were talking, I was thinking about like something else, mainly Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
So, like when Nate said that you are the voice of reason, I wish you'd be a little bit more aggressive with that and being the voice of reason. Like, yeah, I mean it's 3-on-1, but fucking hit him with a lightning bolt.
You're making a lot of assumptions because I'd be taking her side sometimes. A lot of time.
Well, I'm basing it off like the last,
When we
yeah, shook the guy away.
interrogated the man who had just almost died.
I mean, in my defense, I healed him.
This is true.
Yeah,
I feel like that entitles me to some answers.
it does.
Definitely, yeah.
But you guys didn't even wait for like the dizziness to wear off.
The dizziness should have been gone. I healed him.
I do
He needs to
have
get
a
his metabolism
question.
up.
The map that we have seen so far.
Which one?
Which one?
I'd be gonna-
Okay.
I've sent you 3 maps.
Yeah.
To the
Okay,
question.
so I'm talking about like that we've seen of the world.
The full world now.
Yeah. Is it actually like, or is the world actually bigger than that? Like, is
Oh,
there
yeah.
more out there?
I've actually talked about the other continents, like Titan being one of them, where Juniper was from. Once you guys head up north, they're more connected to the western continent. If you guys head down south, they're more connected to like the southern pole. So there's a few more continents with varying different traditions that are really against the norm. Like Titan is a full war country. It's constant battles because those rifts keep opening up. And now that battle's being brought to my road.
Coolie fish everywhere.
Terrifying.
Oh god.
I think that's it because we're going on our 2.5 hour mark.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I should have been smoking cigarettes by now.
good job.
I did good.
Yeah.
I left them over there so I wouldn't try and smoke over here. Because I would have.
Now work in the morning.
All right. So, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you all for joining us on our very special interview. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned a little bit more about us. And remember, next week we are off. So catch us the following week after that. Hope to see you guys there on episode 22, where we find out a little bit more about Nate's character.
Oh no!
This has been Intervention 101 with Off the Books.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're heading out. Everybody say bye to the people.
Bye, Internet!